The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93
Today is Thursday.
Thursdays are for me.
I had an air conditioner growing up, but I had one of those dads who wouldn't use it all the time. Very selective. How about today, Dad, please? No. They break out that big oscillating fan for the whole family. What a horrible invention that is. It's like waiting for a bus. Oh, man, when is that cold air going to get here?
About window AC units is that I can't believe we're all allowed to put those in ourselves. No city ordinance, no inspector comes by like, yeah, pretty solid, have a good summer. Window AC unit? Yeah, no problemo, my dude. Go ahead and open up that window of yours. Take the 90-pound thing. What? Oh, no, the heaviest part goes outside. 100%, like all of it. Yeah. And then to secure this, what you want to do is just go ahead and give that window a close.
You want to know how I kept cool when I was 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? I would lay on top of all the covers, okay, just in my underwear, waiting for the breeze that would never come, right? One night a moth flew by my face. I go, oh, come back, moth, please. Please, come back. If there's a God, that moth will come back. So I got a flashlight. I put it under my chin like this, and the moth came out. Oh, this is the best night ever. I'll never forget this night, moth.
Let's do this.
We hot!
Was that Michael J. Fox doing stand-up comedy?
No,
that was a different guy, right? Who was that? Wapple.
Oh, boy, I can't even remember his
Yeah.
name.
Sounded like the speaking voice of legendary actor Michael J. Fox. Could be the liquor talk, and that's what I heard in my headphones. I heard Marty McFly.
I love Michael J. Fox. Did you watch his documentary?
I did not watch his documentary, but I thought maybe you had told me it's... Maybe I'm getting this mixed up with some other program you watched. I thought you told me it's quite depressing.
It is
or kind of darker than you thought it would be.
Yeah, he's got a great sense of humor. Obviously, he's awesome, and I loved Michael J. Fox growing up, from Alex P. Keaton on, right? And so he, I wanted to be Alex P. Keaton when I was a young man. I thought he was so funny and so great.
Well, Christ, yeah, because I wanted to live with Mallory.
Oh boy,
yeah.
It was Justin McKinnon.
Oh, that was the comedian?
Yeah.
No, that was Michael J. Fox. Yeah, okay, so...
But he talked about, here's some signs, where he was getting sick, right? But back when he was like Alex P. Keaton and things like that.
Oh, he had signs even back then?
Yeah, which I never knew.
And the sickness you're referring to is what?
Is it Parkinson's?
Parkinson's,
Okay.
yes.
So where he would hide his hand because it would shake and things like that. And stuff, I never knew. He didn't announce until much later he was going through this. And so they'd show some clips. And you're like, my gosh, yeah, his left hand, he would hide from camera.
That's really interesting that even when he was a young fella, he was showing signs that he'd be heading in that direction.
Yeah. He talked about his schedule between Family Ties and Back to the Future. Yeah, I was getting there. Yeah, between those two.
That comic, you know how back when, well, still to this day, he kind of has that kind of,
Yeah.
he begins every sentence with kind of a voice crack.
Anytime my voice gets messed up, people text and say, when did Michael J. Fox join the show? Because I end up sounding like him.
That's really interesting. I've always liked the guy. Sure, Family Ties. Teen Wolf.
Oh, shoot. I love Teen Wolf.
Is an underrated experience. And, of course, Back to the Future was just massive. Absolutely massive. Did you ever try him out in the war movie he made with Sean Penn?
No, I skipped that one. You know what else I didn't watch? Was it called The Frighteners? Like where he was in a horror movie of some sort? Or was that I thought it was a horror movie. I guess I don't remember. I never watched that.
No, I missed that. I'm trying. Casualties of War.
Yep.
Wah Wah Wee Wah is that one poorly acted movie.
Is it really?
Oh, and it's dark and sad. And it's just, he and Sean Penn are so bad in that movie that you can feel it. It's just so bad.
in all the war movies, that's one of them.
That's one of them.
Back to that intro Wapo put together. I'm having trouble regulating my heat the last few days. Nick commented that I'm not wearing a hoodie today.
Yeah, you're not. It's
really
kinda
strange to walk in and see you underdressed. You are the overdressed king of Hennepin County.
Usually, yeah.
Yes.
Usually I am.
You're showing way more skin than you're normally comfortable with.
I'm feeling kind of sexy.
Oh.
You know?
And you're wearing a color, it's kind of like a reddish type color. I don't think I've ever seen you wear that color. It looks good on you, dude.
Oh, it's nice of you to say. This was a T-shirt given to me by my stepdaughter. It's got a old pickup truck, and in the bed of the pickup truck, there's a large refrigerator, and it says, "That's not going anywhere."
That's cute.
So what's the story? Why are you so scantily clad?
I think it's this medication I'm on to kill the virus that tried to murder me last week. I was looking up the side effects, and I think that's it. Or either that or menopause. Maybe my wife is going through perimenopause, whatever the early signs.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what is it, Ashley?
It's I just know that it's like pre-menopause, basically. I don't know how to say it.
So maybe it's sympathy menopause. I've just been very warm.
Like how dudes, when their wife gets pregnant, they start to eat a lot more, just like the pregnant wife is. You're getting hot flashes.
Menopause.
I think I've got menopause. I'm hoping that yesterday was the last day I took that. I can't handle any more diarrhea. That's the other thing. So yesterday was the last day I took those medications, so I'm hoping I can regulate my body temperature better. It's been miserable.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Don't like heat.
It is strange seeing you in just a T-shirt. Even when...
Do you like it, or should I put the sweatshirt back? Am I making you uncomfortable?
I like it.
Is it distracting, my sex appeal?
Even when, here we are a couple weeks away, I'm not distracted. I think you look great. Here we are approaching our silly Independence Day booze cruise party coming up in a couple weeks. Even on our damn booze cruises, when it's 85 degrees, you've got something long-sleeved on. And here we are.
Yeah, I don't like the sun touching me.
Here you are wearing a skimpy little T-shirt. It's just not, I don't often see you this way. So.
Do I look swole?
Oh, absolutely.
Ah, sweet.
Is it not freezing?
Nobody else commented on that. Go ahead.
Is it not freezing in that studio?
It's not that bad in here today.
No.
Oh, my God.
It used to be. You guys have a cold studio.
Well, when I first walked in here today, it was so humid and disgusting and hot. So I'm pretty happy that it's starting to get cold.
Oh, it is freezing.
This place sucks. It's always cold.
Houndsman Jesus says, wait, hold the presses. You're complaining you can poop now? I know. Listen, I understand. I mentioned this before. The doctor told me you're going to love this side effect of this medication. It's going to give you diarrhea. And I couldn't wait for the diarrhea. I was excited for it. I thought, this is fantastic. Why do people complain about diarrhea? At least you can go. I can't do it anymore.
The pendulum swung a little too far to the one end.
It's too much. It's way too much.
Things are getting raw?
Nick, no, I just dab. You have to.
Okay.
Nick, I hope you don't mind me saying so, and I don't mean this as an insult.
Go ahead.
You look really tired the last couple days. Is there something keeping you up? Are you busy with something just more different than usual?
I think there's a carbon monoxide leak in this building.
Is that it? Because I thought maybe you're distracted by an electronic device off air, or I don't know. You just seem like you've been busy or preoccupied with something, and you seem tired.
God help us. There's a bit here, and I'm not catching on. I can't think of what the reason is.
You can't think at all?
There's a bit here that I'm missing.
I don't know if are you communicating with a long-lost buddy, or did you make a new friend or something like that?
For God's sake. Oh, yes, sorry.
What's keeping you so
sorry.
tired?
Oh, son of a... You better not do this.
Yes. Oh. I'm sorry. Normally I don't miss setups. I don't miss such obvious setups. But yeah, sorry guys if I look and behave, in a way. I am very tired. All I've been doing the last couple of evenings.
Don't do it.
All I've been doing the last two evenings is trading text messages.
He's gonna do it
back and forth with Mick Foley.
There he went and did it.
Are you professional wrestler Mick Foley?
Yeah.
Hardcore legend himself.
Yeah.
One of Wapple's idols.
Yeah, Wapple loves Mick Foley, and Wapple has not been texting with him, but you have.
I have.
Like, significantly enough where it's affected your sleep pattern.
The last couple of nights, the guy won't stop texting me. And
Mick, stop, Mick. You're so funny.
It's killing me. It's killing me deep down.
Yeah, like I said, I meant no offense. I mean, you're always handsome, but I'm just saying, you looked a little tired.
It's just me and Mick. That's how me and Mick have always been. We start texting each other, and we can't stop.
You guys fall asleep on the phone together?
Yeah.
No, you hang up.
This is text. Someone's got to hang up.
The word is Mick's coming to town next week, and he's going to be hanging out with the folks at Fan HQ, and we're trying to line up, a good time to talk to the man, interview the man. And so, I'm a little beat. And I apologize if my performance is lackluster, but the last 2 nights it's just been text back and forth, me and Cactus Jack.
Bang, bang.
You guys are like buddies. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's great. When you were talking off the air about this the other day, Wapple did look defeated. I want to text with Mick Foley.
Well, and then Josh comes in the studio and he's like, yeah, Nick's been texting with Mick Foley. And I'm like, no, he hasn't. I had no idea. Did not believe Josh at all.
Well, I went into Nick wanted me to apologize for how tired he's been. I went in to apologize to you guys and say, hey, don't call him out on the air, but he's exhausted from texting with Mick Foley so much.
Like short but fat Sheezes says here in this text message that she just sent our way, I haven't been this tired coming to work since a couple years ago when I was every night in, night out, I was watching Last Man Standing.
Well, I don't need to tell you that it's Tim Allen's birthday today, then.
Of course it's Tim Allen's birthday. Yeah, we're working on something with Dude Love, Mankind, Cactus Jack,
bang,
Mick Foley.
That'd be so fun.
Insomniac Jesus says that you're probably just worn out by all the whores.
Oh
there's
God.
the horse, too.
I hear it at home. I hear it at work. Yeah, there you go. What else is going on here? It's a beautiful morning. Everybody feels just great. I'm sure of it. Everybody feels great. Big news for you social media dorks. I want to find out how you're dealing with this. For the social media dorks, we got a couple of them here. Dana, big-time social media dork. Who would be the next biggest social media dork amongst the five of us?
It's got to be Ashley.
Yeah,
Ashley.
me, definitely.
Total social media dork.
I love my Twitter.
It says here, tell me how you're dealing with this. You can no longer see what people like on Twitter.
It's bothering me a little bit.
It is?
Well, bet.
Yep, because I'm a nosy person. I like to be nosy. And so say I find somebody new follows me, I'll go and creep on their profile. And one of the ways I decide if, they're a decent human being, I guess, or not, is I look at their likes. And I'm like,
to see if you have similar likes.
To see if that's how you determine if they're a decent human being.
I'm like, let's see if you've liked terrible things on here. And now I can't do that.
Well, now we're not going to get the scandalous stories like Jennifer Garner likes article about Ben Affleck getting divorced.
Right.
Where they talk about, or a certain athlete will like, hey, rumor so-and-so is going to this team.
Okay, sure.
So that'll change, right? You
Yes.
don't see those articles anymore.
What is behind this decision, social media dorks? Why has Twitter decided to stop showing what people like?
People are trying to get to the bottom of that. There's a lot of speculation over it.
Porn.
It's mostly just like Elon Musk does what he wants to do.
I thought it was porn related because recently they said, hey, you like porn? Get on X, right? You can.
No way.
They're going to allow more porn. As there's some stipulations, obviously. It can't be some absolutely horrible stuff. And I thought that was part of why they did that. If you like a particular porn picture. At least that's the article I had.
They're going to add a little more of a porn vibe to Twitter.
I think they've
It's always been there, but now they're
they just embraced it more.
Okay.
I mean, there's, like I said, there's certain stipulations and rules that there, or guidelines, I should say, about it. But, yeah, the article I read said that it's probably, the timing is pretty suspicious that it's very recently. They're like, porn, bring it. And then now the like thing.
So it's a Twitter's way of trying to keep folks out of trouble. Is that what you mean by that?
It could be, yeah.
Okay, they're going to bring in...
it could be other reasons, but...
People, social media dorks, well, you heard Ashley, it says here a lot of Twitter users are not happy about this change. All right, and here's where they go with this next. It says here, it's mostly women are angry that they can't see what their boyfriends or husbands are liking.
Yep.
Otherwise,
I've seen so much of that.
Pardon me, you've seen a lot of that from women on Twitter?
Oh,
Ladies
yeah,
mad.
they are upset. And then there's a lot of women that usually post kind of like half-naked pictures, posting pictures and then captioning it, oh, now your wife can't see that you like this, so come and like this.
How do they come and like it if they can't like it?
Huh? No, so you can still like the stuff. You just can't. Your likes aren't public.
Right.
So people can't see that you've liked it. And it's actually funny. One of the girls that I follow, she had some man who, like, in his bio says he's, happily married father or whatever. He went through all the way back to 2021 liking all her thirst traps finally.
A few people text in and said they liked a ton of porn stuff yesterday after they made this change. Medical device Jesus said there's entire apps built to track celebrity likes that are currently broken because of it. I had no idea.
Oh, wow.
Celebrity likes, not the likes of us mere mortals, but celebrity likes.
I think Janelle Klein told us about that.
What?
The celebrity like thing. Like, that's how the tabloids
That's how they
follow.
find out?
Yeah.
I always wondered, how do they know what Kyrie Irving is like? Who's sitting there looking at his likes?
Yeah, Janelle said that there's, like, websites dedicated for
that. That does make sense, because then also, too, they'll find out, like, if, say, a pending free agent unfollows the team he was on, they looked at it as a sign that he's not going to re-sign with the team.
Yep.
That type of thing.
So women are upset that they can't track what their men are liking. That's a problem now. And here's some more information. There are actually dudes out there that are this whipped. Well, I can believe Wapple would be this whipped. Here's what it says. Some men are being forced now to send screenshots of their likes to their girlfriends or wives.
Oh, that would not happen.
Yeah. Specifically, one of the people I follow posted like just a screenshot of the text messages of him sending like 60 screenshots to his girlfriend, and all the caption was just sigh.
Well, this is also sad for that. I mean, you can look at a porn picture on Twitter and enjoy it and not click the like button.
Exactly.
Snot Rocket Jesus says, I hate this so much. Get back to it. What do you hate about it? And by the way, I want to be better friends with Snot Rocket Jesus.
Oh, she's great.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's so much fun.
I'm a fan.
How do you know this lady?
She came to our deal in Wisconsin.
Yeah, St. Croix. Border Bash.
Oh, sure, I remember her.
Yeah.
And then she's come to a couple Coors Light gigs.
Huh?
She's come to a couple Coors Light gigs of mine. We've hung out there.
Nobody goes to your friggin' Coors Light gigs.
A couple people do.
This is the biggest thing on Twitter right now, by God, and that's why we're talking about it.
Social anxiety, Jesus. Whatever happened to just making a throwaway account? Come on, people. Yeah, that would be an easy way to
just make an alternate.
There's just no trust.
No trust?
In the relationship.
You're getting deep.
You really have to screenshot everything that you like to your girlfriend. Isn't that kind of a red flag there?
Well,
Yeah, that's probably a sign that things aren't going to work out in the long run.
Well,
I
you
would
just
say.
said it bothers you, so there
It
must
bothers
be.
me that I can't creep on other people. My boyfriend doesn't have a Twitter, so maybe
Well, that you know
maybe
of.
I would feel different.
He's got a burner account.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nuts? He's got like 25,000 followers.
Not Ashley's boyfriend.
My By the way, we learned yesterday her boyfriend is a man.
He's a man. Confirmed man.
I am a man.
He did plumbing. He's a man.
My wife is active on social media. She's got all that stuff, and I've never once even looked at what she posts. I'll find out stuff from sometimes texters will say, "Hey, I saw you guys did this or whatever." I'm like, "How did you know that?" He said, "Oh, your wife posted it." So she posts stuff that I have no idea what's going on. I wouldn't know what she likes and doesn't like. Maybe she's nude on social media, and I have no idea.
Oh, your wife?
Oh, she is.
Tastefully nude.
I've seen her naked. There's nothing tasteful about it, Dan. Did I get myself in trouble?
Did I say out loud what I was thinking?
What a hell of a deal. So that's what's going on that godless social media.
It would be so cool if in like a couple of months, Elon Musk just reversed everything and then everybody's likes were public again and people just got like destroyed.
I keep hearing about this Elon Musk. I got to look him up someday. Some people are texting in saying things along the lines of, they're very active on Twitter. One listener says, I throw around more likes than a 10-minute conversation with Wapple.
The only social media I'm on is LinkedIn, and you're probably wondering, well, yeah, but are you connected with Stephen Piercy of Rat? Yes, I am. Brad Gillis, Ozzy Osbourne at one point. Are you connected with Dave the Snake Sabo from Skid Row? Yes, I am. I don't know why you're asking me all these questions. You're giving me the third degree.
I didn't mean to butt into your business.
I guess so.
So there you go.
God, it's hot in here.
So cold. Take the tee off. Keep going down layer by layer.
I couldn't do that to you. I got bad tattoos.
So things are going to get a little more sexy on Twitter, you're saying, huh? They're going to throw a little more porn into the mix?
I guess. It's been a while since I've been on it. I mean, Dana has made a career out of it.
Out of what now?
Social media. Dana is very good on social media.
I do Twitter a lot. Yeah, that's my favorite.
I mean, you had mentioned before, if that went away, you'd move to an island or something.
I think I'd be okay with it. My Twitter use is gone. I don't use it as often as I used to.
Oh, you don't?
No, it's just kind of, it's changed a little bit. It's just like anything. These things are cyclical. Like AOL used to be the biggest thing in the world, then MySpace, and then Facebook. Twitter's definitely past its peak, I'd say.
Well, what are you on now? What are you doing now?
Nothing.
Oh, that surprises me.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I used to check on Ashley over the weekend when I was on Twitter. That was just to make sure she was okay.
Yeah.
For a while there, when we were doing seasons of Ashley's life, because it was like a reality TV show and things were crazy, every weekend I just kind of follow along to make sure I didn't need to check on her or give her a call.
Make a phone call.
I love that. Thanks for watching out for me, Josh.
There was one time where we were all very concerned with something you posted. You'd posted something about sitting in your car.
Oh, yeah, for like 45 minutes.
And we thought something was really wrong, and you're like, oh, no, I just kind of like to hang out in my car, which I understand because sometimes I like to do the exact same thing. But I think Dana and I called each other like, should we just go to her house and see if she's okay? But it was nothing bad about it at all.
Yeah, I did that again yesterday, 30 minutes.
Oh, did you really?
My boyfriend, I was like, dude, I hate myself. Why can't I just go inside?
All right, how about more? More for you social media dorks. I hate this stuff. You've heard me say it a million times. I wish they'd turn it off. It's the worst idea we've ever come up with. But I understand some of you folks over there, you just can't get enough of constantly sharing everything and butting into everyone else's business and all that crap that goes on social media. Let me give you a quick test. Another social media site, Reddit, is that social media?
Yeah, I consider that.
Okay,
call it that.
You guys are always finger banging your phones and your computers all day long with this stuff. How about a quiz? How about a quick test?
Bring it.
I'm going to toss your way what they call here a Reddit acronym. You define it for me. You tell me what it stands for, okay?
Yes.
Shout out your answer. OP.
Original poster.
Who was that? Dana and who?
Me.
You guys were too
and
fast.
Josh. TL something DR.
Too long, didn't read.
Too long, didn't read.
Yeah, Dana, it's not too long, don't read.
Yeah.
Dungaree, I think you said.
Too long Dunkaroos, the old snack that you dip in frosting.
What is that little, what is that spiel there between the TL and the DR? What do they call that?
I can't remember. Is it just a slash?
It's like a backslash.
TLDR. Josh was right. Too long, didn't read. DAE. They're in capital letters. DAE.
Drug Agency Enforcement.
It's DEA.
Where did you get?
I don't know that one.
I wouldn't drug agency.
I'll give you an example. DAE, explore your phone settings to pretend you're busy texting someone. It stands for Does Anyone Else? IIRC.
If I recall.
One more. IIRC.
Yeah, what's the C? Is it just part of recall?
If I recall correctly.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know most of those.
FTFY.
Oh, I've heard that before.
FTFY. Fixed it for you.
Future.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
AMA.
Ask me anything.
CMV.
Cuckold my vagina.
There you go.
Change my view. That was big for a while. We would even get that.
Yeah.
We would get that in text messages for a while. A couple years ago, people would make some kind of statement and then say, CMV, change my view.
Really?
You know, they try to start arguments that way. LPT. This is annoying. LPT.
Long.
An influencer might dump this on you. It's a life pro tip.
Oh, gross.
I have a life pro tip for you. You know, you're just waddling around in mediocrity. I'm an influencer. I have LTPs. I have life pro tips.
Gross.
ELI5.
No
I have no idea.
Explain like I'm 5.
Oh, okay.
IMO.
In my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of these aren't just Reddit.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I apologize. SO.
Shout out?
No, it's good. Good guess, though. My SO. You know, my SO says
significant other.
That's right. YSK. You should know. Oh, this was big, too, for a while. TIL.
Today I learned.
Oh, God. I hated that bit. Today I learned this.
Or
today,
when I was today years old.
I was today years old. Shut up. You guys didn't do that great.
I did awful. I didn't know the majority of those.
Yeah, and you're the youngest one. We were kind of leaning on you to know these things.
No, nothing.
You guys didn't do that great. But maybe that's encouraging. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
true.
saying? Maybe you're not completely lost in this nonsense to where you'd know every single one of them. It's Thursday today. What else is going on? Am I missing anything? We got Booze Cruise. Booze Cruise
coming
passes, yeah. Chance to get on that coming up in a couple of weeks. So appreciate you joining us. We're going to take a breather. We'll be back. What did I miss?
Local 34 Jesus, who sometimes gets cranky, said, I'm not 12, so I know how to spell all this. Just spell it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
He's tired of it. He's tired of that garbage. We'll be right back on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.
This episode brought to you by Progressive. Whether you're driving, cooking, or doing laundry, Progressive knows the podcasts you listen to go best when they're bundled with another activity. Much like how their Progressive home and auto policies go best when they're bundled. Having these two policies together makes taking care of your insurance easier and could help you save too. Customers who save by switching their home and car insurance to Progressive save over $775 on average. That's a whole lot of savings and protection for your favorite podcast listening activities, like going on a road trip, cooking dinner, and even hitting the home gym. Yep, your home and your car are even easier to protect when you bundle your insurance together. Find your perfect combo. Get a home and car insurance quote at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $779 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Oh, what? How did that get in there?
What happened?
What is it that you're talking about?
It said sports.
Oh,
we weren't
We got to
listening.
change. Yeah. Did you give us a head? Oh, here we go.
We weren't listening. We were having an off-air conversation. It doesn't really matter, does it, Wapple? Oh, what the hell's going on around here? Clear the way, everybody. Because we got a man down. And it's a broken pecker, Josh.
Oh,
That is awful.
A broken, by God, pecker.
it's near the top of the list of things you don't want to break.
Ashley, you know what? If you don't have a penis, you just don't understand, right, Dana?
Exactly.
Yeah, Dana and to a certain extent, Wapple will never understand this fear.
You're probably wondering how it happened, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you know. My friggin' microphone is. I'll go ahead and let you know what happened. You won't be surprised. It was a high-speed collision with a taint.
Yeah. Has everyone here had that moment, been on either side of that? I've been on both sides. And
my God.
Yep.
You have, Ashley?
Uh-huh.
Does that hurt?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, it's more of like a shock, I guess.
Do you get mad?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. Like, it's always like, dude, what? Why? What are you doing?
Yeah,
What's
I did get a what the hell when that happened.
Like, do you know what you're doing down there? Figure it out.
What the hell?
What the hell?
A dude collided his pecker into a taint.
Oh.
The airbags didn't go off, Josh.
Jeez.
High-speed collision. He never saw it approaching. We've heard many busted dong stories over the years. Some of us can even talk from personal experience, but this here deal is a first, which surprised me, especially the way some of us dudes just straight up sling dong. You know what I'm saying? Recklessly. I was surprised, guys like Josh, I was surprised this was a first, but this poor bastard is the first on record to end up with a vertically broken penis. Horizontal fractures kill penises damn near daily. This guy went the long way.
Oh, no.
When he mangled his special purpose. It gave way on him in a top-to-bottom pattern.
I can't imagine the sound that must have made. What?
That's a scary sound to hear.
It's just the regular sound, but that you're going all the way top to bottom.
So
That's
he
like
gets
2 inches of sound.
He gets to go into the medical record books. He's a 40-year-old sumbitch.
He made it 40 years.
40.
Without any trouble. Let's say, like if this was Wapple, that'd be 16 years of sexual activity. And he's never had something like this before.
He was really giving her. And then tragedy struck. And you all know how this happens already. Everybody knows. The story's been told so many times. You get one of those boners, you're letting her buck like it's prom night, and then along comes an immovable object, like a taint. And bingo bango, you buckle the damn thing. It's not like a bone fracture, of course. It's the penis tissue that breaks. Can be extremely painful. If not treated, it can result in what they call here erectile dysfunction. But again, usually when this kind of disaster happens, your little acorn is fractured horizontally. There is a loud pop.
Oh, the pop.
This guy went a different way. He went vertically. And this is apparently the first time doctors have encountered such a thing.
I wonder how the woman is. I wonder if there's some damage there. I mean, that sounds like it was quite the collision.
I would bet. I would bet just some bruising.
Yeah,
just some bruising. Dude had surgery. He made a full recovery. After 6 months, he was able to start slinging it again.
Would you even want to?
Oh, it'd be trepidatious for sure.
6 months is a long time. Hell yeah, you want to.
Low and slow.
Yeah, and definitely you're going to put a pillow on the taint. Do they make a taint pillow?
I bet they do.
You'd want to soften that thing up.
They sell everything on Etsy these days.
I do love Etsy.
I do too.
I got Nick a bar sign from Etsy.
I got it hanging in my house. There was no significant damage to the appearance or the, quote, quality of his erection once he started throwing it around again.
That's great news considering the damage that was done.
Yeah, he wrote back to the doctors and said, it looks good, it works fine. Around 88.5% of penis fractures happen during sex. Makes you wonder about the other 11.5%, doesn't it?
Yeah, really. It must be like private time, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't consider that. I was lumping.
I was just trying to think of times I've had erections.
Like right now?
Nope. just went away.
Once you heard my voice, it just killed it.
Pretty much.
Okay, I didn't consider that. I didn't consider that you need to have an erection in order to break the damn thing. I was just thinking the other 11.5% of penis fractures might have been work accidents, or you take a hockey puck to the dong or something. But
oh, yeah, like the boss is like, hey, it's pizza day. Boing, and then you just walk into something. You're so excited.
I didn't consider that. I think you have to have an erection in order to break it in this fashion because,
I would think
so. Right, okay.
I keep a diary. I'll go home and I'll see like if there's any erections I'm not thinking about.
You keep an erection diary?
Yeah. And I'll tell you, there hasn't been as many entries as there was in my early 20s.
I bet not.
I've mentioned this before, but this bothered me. My wife had said if I ever had ED, it would offend her. And I'm trying to explain to her, it's a medical condition. It's not like there's guys going, I refuse to get an erection around my wife or whatever.
When the hell did she? I remember this
This was like years ago.
Yeah.
Right? She's not interested in it. And now she would welcome it. I think now she'd be excited if I got it.
I remember this now. Years ago,
It bothered me.
I remember being angry on air when you first told me this. So she doesn't understand what it means to have erectile dysfunction.
Well, she gets it on a certain level, but she still said she'd be offended, and it would hurt her feelings. Like, what am I supposed to do?
What do you want me to do?
I'm not a boner machine.
Go, gadget boner.
I said, they make a lot of money selling pills for this kind of thing.
Right.
This is a diagnosed medical condition. There's nothing people can do about it.
Yeah,
you can get a pump. You can take some medication.
Hell yeah. That's silly.
I know.
You'd be offended. Like, look, if there was 6 of you, this thing isn't going anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if I could get one around everyone else but you, I can understand where maybe that would bother you. But if my body will no longer allow that to happen.
It is interesting over the years. It's been interesting learning how uneducated some women are on how our penises work. And I'm sure I have fascinated many, many women in how little I know about their parts. So I'm not trying to play, some kind of chicks or dumb thing here. I have absolutely no idea how a vagina works. No idea. But it's been, I remember having conversations with past girlfriends who thought, really honestly, Josh, and this was even when I was in my 30s, that when I walk into a strip joint, I just have an instant boner.
You guys taught me a lot about the male penis, or about the penis.
Yes, the male penis.
The male penis.
Like,
we don't know a lot about the woman penis.
That is one of the things you guys taught me. And then the other one is no reason boners.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Never knew that was a thing.
I remember having this conversation with my girlfriend at the time, and she said something about, she had to stick up her ass about lap dances for a few minutes. Well, the girl's dancing on you and you have a hard-on. And I said, when did I get a hard-on? And she said, what? And I said, I'm 30-some years old. I can handle a lap dance without getting a boner. I'm not a 9th grader. And she was totally...
I've never gotten one of those at a strip club. Never once.
Right. It's rare. I get it if you're a young kid, or if you've never had a woman on your lap. I get it. And even then, it's probably only going to happen once or twice. So I had to explain, we're not just walking around rock hard. She didn't get it. She wasn't informed on it. So I informed of the truth, and we went from there. But I'm just as lost on your gear, ladies. But I've been confused before. Like, you really think that's how it works, or this is how it works?
Completely lost. Jesus brings up a good point. Some of those broken penises could be from rolling over while asleep.
Right.
I've had that uncomfortableness. I'm sure everyone here, including Ashley, has.
Yep.
Penis fractures are still very rare. They destroy only 1 out of 175,000 penises a year.
Oh, that's good.
I'm trying to think of the others. Yeah, there was the NRB thing. I was shocked how many adult women didn't know how the no-reason boner worked. And, yeah, the other one that I've had, like I just mentioned, the conversation I've had once or twice, was women thought, this gal that I was referencing, She thought all I had to do was see a topless gal on stage and ba-boom, I'm fully engorged.
Like every guy in the strip club is walking around like the old man in Road Trip where he's got that sweatpants boner and knocks over like a flower vase with it.
I said, what do you think you're dealing with, a damn amateur?
Tiny Hammer Jesus said, wait a minute. Every guy doesn't finish during a lap dance?
It's bizarre, isn't it? It's bizarre.
Oh, I would feel like a creep. I would be disgusted with... Well, I am every time, no matter the situation. Afterwards, I'm disgusted. Why sin like that? I'm a terrible person. But yeah, in the process of a lap dance, if I finished...
You're going to go cry in the bathroom.
I would go join a convent. I don't know if they'd let me in, actually.
So, ladies, you should know, once we have a little experience under our belt, we do have self-control. We have control, you know. Once we get a little experience under our belt, we can go to strip joints up and down. You know, it's not a big deal. You know the story about my buddy. I love this story. When we were at the Boom Boom Room, there was a stripper who really worked my pal over. But, you know, we're in our 40s now. We've seen and done every damn thing at this point. But she must have been a little uneducated on the dong. So, I mean, she is pulling every trick out of the book, lap dancing this pal of mine. It was intense. It really was. And after he did 3 or 4 dances in a row, she wanted to check her work, if you know what I mean.
Really?
Yes. She is
I didn't know they did that.
spinning around. She's, 69 position, knocking him around with her ass cheeks. She's just going crazy for 3-4 songs in a row. And then at the end, I'm watching, like I enjoy. And at the end, she grabs my pal's gear because she wants to check her work, and she assumes he is going to be at full mast, right? He's a 40-some-year-old guy who's had quite a bit to drink already that evening, and nothing was happening. It was like there was nothing. And she was shocked. And I'll never forget what my buddy said to her. He looked into her eyes and said, yeah, sorry, you got all balls on that one.
The first time we ever went to a strip club, you know, when you're 18, of course, you go to the VU, right?
Yep.
The casino. That's pretty much tradition. At least it was amongst our friends. And the girl had told us that she wanted us to get boners. That's the only time that I've ever had that happen.
She said, good evening. I want you to get boners.
Yeah, she's like, I want a boner, is what she said.
Oh, she did? Okay.
Yeah.
How did you react to that? Your first time? You were
I was intimidated.
Yeah,
for sure.
You didn't say, I'm not a boner machine?
Well, at that time, I didn't know what a boner machine was.
I left mine in the car. I'll go get it real quick.
Yeah. Well, ma'am, you have to have a penis for something like that.
It wasn't that long ago we talked about cicadas, which are big, fat insects, right? Cicadas?
Oh, they're nasty.
I believe we talked about how...
Where Ashley thought the noise they made was actually just the sun. Which, in a way, kind of made sense to me.
Thank you.
I believe we talked about how they're about ready to take over this summer. It's a rare thing. It only happens every 100 years or so, something like that. So apparently cicadas are headed for Chicago. And that ain't the end of the story. Once they get there, some weird stuff is going to happen. It says here, a sexually transmitted disease that is going around turns these cicadas into zombies and causes their nuts to explode.
Oh, boy.
And this has been detected now in the cicadas in Illinois. It's spreading. It's been detected in these cicadas. It's spreading. They're headed for Chicago. That's the story. The infection is some kind of white fungus that takes over the bodies of the male cicadas and causes their little gonads to pop and fall off their bodies. It's a terrible thing, and it spreads, like I said, to other cicadas. That sucks, I guess, if you're a male cicada, although I imagine they're not aware of this.
The females are just laughing.
Cheering pops all over town.
Okay. It also says here the fungus, if it spreads to birds, it can have hallucinatory effects on birds.
The birds are tripping?
I guess so. So the birds eat the cicadas, then they catch the fungus, and then the birds are acting strangely because they are hallucinating. So I don't know. I guess just hang on to something and pray they don't head this away with their little busted off gonads.
I wonder who's the first person to sleep with a cicada where they're giving them the STD.
The ball popping STD?
I mean, Dana's mom obviously comes to mind.
Of course.
How do you? I didn't realize that bugs could get STDs.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
It's bigger when it's warm out, Jesus said. What is this, The Walking Dead season 32? Enough already. Yeah, it's more like The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Right, with the fungus?
Yep.
I was saying it wrong. It's cicada.
Cicada, yeah.
Well, excuse me.
I didn't want to say anything because I thought maybe I've been saying it wrong forever.
Oh, you were sure of yourself?
Yeah.
You say cicada, I say cicada.
I don't think either one of us would have lost any sleep over that one anyway.
No.
Actually. So,
I wonder if we could start tripping if people started eating those.
Are you going to
Try
start
it.
eating those bugs, Wapple?
I could see
People
other
are
people
eating
doing
them.
it.
People are eating them.
Yeah, that's because like when they were eating the grasshoppers and stuff like that.
Because you
gross.
didn't mean not to, Jesus. I'm sorry, but you didn't mean not to, Jesus. Sent us a picture of the cicadas in his backyard. He said the sound level gets easily up to 70 or 80 decibels. He lives in northern Illinois. That is a lot. That is a lot of bugs.
I heard that people could go nuts because of the noise too.
Oh, it would drive me crazy.
This person hopes it's not transmittable to humans. Uh-oh. Did they have a regrettable night?
well, so their nuts are going to pop?
Yeah, like maybe they had a threesome with a couple in the neighborhood, a couple of cicadas.
Yeah, wasn't it Randy Marsh that caused everything to go haywire?
Oh, where he caused the pandemic from, didn't he hump a bat?
Yeah, him and Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse, that's right.
All right, I have some important information here that was just texted to me about broken penises. We covered that a little earlier, and I think we were all in agreement. You know, we're not doctors, but I think we all assumed that your penis would have to be erect in order to crack it the way we were explaining in the story, a penile fracture. Most of them are horizontal. The story that we had, a dude broke his wad vertically. Apparently, it's not true. You do not need a boner to break your penis. Here is a listener who broke his as a 13-year-old playing volleyball. I jumped and landed in a crouched position. My friend came down on me and crushed my softie, he calls it, between my leg and his knee. Do you follow what he's saying there?
Yeah.
I went into shock, and the next thing I remember is a female EMT handling my penis.
Oh, man.
So maybe it doesn't need to be erect in order to snap it like such.
That's kind of one of those things, right, where someone says, hey, you know what's in your future? A female EMT handling your penis. And you're thinking, I'm going to date a hot female EMT, and then that's how it works out. That'd be my luck, right? Turn like the movie, but is it Bedazzled? No. The one with the guy that was in that other thing. And he had his long hair.
Brendan Fraser?
Yeah, Brendan Fraser. What was that movie?
I don't know.
Elizabeth Hurley?
Yes. Oh, so hot.
I remember
She's like
the movie, but I couldn't tell you the name.
Sits on baby Jesus says, I squished a cicada and it got in my mouth. Are my balls going to blow? No, I think you're safe.
Keep an eye on him.
Yeah, it was bedazzled.
Was it Bedazzled? That can't be right.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Really?
sound right. All right, nowadays, you know, we have the cute digital road signs that warn us about this and that. Put on your seatbelt, road closed here, road closed there. Stop it with the cell phones. You guys know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I love those.
Here's a deal where somebody tossed some foul language into the mix with one of those road signs, and it caused a few people to be aggravated. Down in a place called Spartanburg County, South Carolina, says here, a contractor for the State Department of Transportation apologized after a traffic sign was manipulated to show a profane message. Last week, folks reported seeing a roadwork sign that said, F, stay alert.
Simple and to the point.
You know, I'm sure people have said that behind the wheel, right? Watching somebody drive like a moron.
Right. According to the South Carolina Department of Transportation, the sign was not owned by the state. It was a contractor, like I said, that was doing work on the interstate. A spokesman for that contracted company apologized. We deeply regret any inconvenience or offense caused by the inappropriate message. Relax, it was an F word. Most folks can handle it. I want to swear on a road sign, Josh.
I know. I like that when they do that.
I want to swear on a road sign.
Or zombies are ahead or whatever.
I want to send a specific message to someone I know that's driving by at a particular time.
That would be cool if you could time that out, right?
Yeah.
It was a bummer when we read, was it last year, that the Department of Public Safety, the federal one, is saying no more funny signs.
Yeah, that made me sad.
That's too bad, because I like some of the funny signs that the local folks would put up over the freeways. They always had something clever to say, or like a current event reference or something.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I want to try to set it up where I can put together a road sign specifically for one person, knowing that they'll be passing that sign at a particular time. I just had an idea, like when that friggin' moron Kirk Cousins, when he was leaving town, I wish I could have put up a road sign that said, "So long, dickhead." You know what I mean? And just so he thinks to himself, was that meant for me? You know what I mean?
As he's crossing the border.
It's kind of a coincidence.
So
I am leaving.
I was thinking about that guy's penis.
You were
one that just texted a couple seconds ago where he heard it while soft.
Oh, I thought you were thinking of Kirk Cousins' penis.
Yeah, I thought you were too.
Okay.
I'll bet he has a really boring penis.
Yeah.
And it's like oddly shaped and colored.
Well, and of course, God doesn't allow him to use it very often. Go
point.
ahead. So you were thinking of that kid who broke his penis playing volleyball.
Yeah, and so the time I had an incident, mine was on the way down, now that I think about it. So it was in the process of becoming unerected.
Oh, on the way down, you mean it was softening?
It was.
Okay.
So I was kind of in between.
Oh, sure.
And it was my wife's fault, not mine.
Okay.
So there's something to that. I guess I didn't consider that.
There you go. You were in the process of backing down.
Yeah, it was her fault.
Here you were, fully erect. You were on the way down ski, and that's when you broke yours.
Yeah. She's on top. Can you picture this?
Sure.
And by the way, I'm sorry that you're picturing it. It's not right that I'm doing this to you, but it's just informational.
I'm picturing it, and the look on your face is you're terrified.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you're
I wonder,
terrified.
how did this happen? How do I get out of this?
Right.
Shirts on.
Well, yeah, my shirt's on for sure.
Covered in tears.
So I've heard it's called the cowgirl, right? What was going on?
I've heard that.
And all of a sudden, she decides to start talking about the kids' schedules. And I thought, well, this is how you know you're having boring married sex, right? When she starts bringing that up. And I thought, you can't mention the kids in this process. And things went, and then because where she was and what was happening there.
You know what I've taken away from the last 15 minutes of conversation is from a couple stories you've told. Your wife has no idea how a penis works.
She hasn't quite figured it out, and she's been through a lot of them, let me tell you.
She's offended by erectile dysfunction, and she thinks she can talk about children while having sex, and you're going to keep, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
Talk about
She's
hurt.
trying to hurt me.
All right, speaking of young people, you want to know what the cool teenage kids are up to in China?
Oh, heck yeah.
Of course you do. What the cool teenage kids are up to in China. They must not be into underage drinking or sex. Because here's the deal. The teenage kids are all obsessed with making homemade stink bombs.
I've only smelled one. Somebody threw one in the lunchroom in high school. It was way worse than I thought it was.
It'll stick with you for a while.
I didn't think it was going to be that, like to the point where I almost was retching. It was so bad.
Oh, really? I've never smelled one.
We loved that bit at our junior high. We loved the stink bomb bit. My brother and I loved it so much that we received out of school suspension for our stink bomb tossing. Ooh. Great bit, especially at lunchtime. You fire couple of those bombs onto the floor. Someone steps on it, cracks it open. It ruins everyone's lunch. It was a lot of laughs.
Was it worse the first time you smelled it too? I wasn't ready for that jelly.
I have to go ahead. Maybe it's how I was raised, but I have to go ahead and say that I was quite tolerant of the stink bomb smell.
I was just expecting like a sulfur. It was way worse than that.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised how long it lingered too. It wasn't just like somebody passed some gas and you kind of, it
became my grandmother right there.
Well, I was about to say the F word, but I don't want to offend Ashley. I'm sitting right next to her.
And passed some wind. And,
yes, broke wind.
I gotta go take a tinkle.
I love the stink bombs. Anyway, here's what they're doing in China. It's not the little capsules like we played around with in junior high. They go ahead and add all sorts of smelly ingredients to plastic water bottles to try and create the smelliest stink bottle bomb possible. This is the hip thing in China with the teenage kids. Then they write the recipe on the bottle. They keep track of what they put in there. And if it's really gross smelling, they share it online so that other kids can steal the recipe or maybe take it even further.
It's like nutritional facts.
Yeah. They call the bit the stink-raising water craze. They're different in China. They can't come up with a clever name for anything. Teachers and whatnot are scrambling to try to put a stop to this before it becomes more popular. Experts believe it puts public health at risk.
That would be actually a very creative assignment for a teacher, right? That would get you excited about science class. Especially a certain age kid.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to make things that just reek, and we're going to have a contest to see who can win.
That's really smart, yeah.
Try to make somebody puke. So there was a terrible incident with some 5th grade kids. Somebody came up with a rank, stinky water bottle bomb, brought it into class. It exploded, and they found a way to cause it to explode. I think they put it out in the sun. You know what I'm saying? It heated up. The plastic bottle could only take so much expansion. The kids knew what they were doing. It wasn't accidental that it exploded. And when it popped, it splashed everyone in class from head to toe. It got into their mouths.
Oh.
A dozen kids instantly threw up.
Oh.
Computers were damaged. The class was unusable for about a week. That's how bad this funk infected that class when that stink bottle bomb popped.
Get real quick.
I haven't heard that in a while, and that just made my day.
Me too.
God, I love those guys.
I was just Googling a little bit about the stink bombs. It was invented by Leonardo da Vinci, the same guy that painted the Mona Lisa.
Really?
Who's Leonardo da Vinci?
Leonardo da Vinci.
He made a lot of inventions.
Okay, I'll have to go along with that.
Yeah.
The guy who painted the...
I knew who Leonardo da Vinci was. I just didn't know who Leonardo da Vinci was.
Yeah, I had a lot of phlegm in my mouth there.
No, here's the fear. The kids are having a good time. The fear is that the kids won't know how toxic or poisonous one of these concoctions might be. They're worried someone's going to end up dead, and that's a real possibility. You're a 13-year-old kid. You don't know what this and that could do if mixed together or if left too long. You see what I'm saying?
True.
So someone's going to end up dead or become the Chinese toxic avenger, maybe. I don't know.
I'd watch that movie.
Yeah, me too.
I've never seen the original Toxic Avenger.
Oh, yeah, I always get on your case about that. It's frustrating. All right, we got to get out of here. Look at the time.
It's my favorite Avenger.
Yeah.
Next to Iron Man.
I'd love to keep going, but these are going to take up too much time. They're exciting stories, though. They're exciting stories.
Maybe we get to them tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
We are here tomorrow.
Yeah, we're here tomorrow.
Okay.
All day long.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Jerry West is the man. He's the logo. He's God in my eyes. So whatever he says, it has to be right.
I think the thing that I learned was just when the season was over, how can we get better?
3 seconds to go. 2 seconds. 1 second. West throws it up. Jerry West made it from the other side of the midcourt stripe.
I want to say that Jerry West was
Absolutely fantastic.
I'll tell you one thing. The greatest thing about being a logo, you get paid a lot of money for it. Probably made about 2 cents off of that. It was about marketing. The league started to grow. And that's when they decided to start trying to market the league. There were 5 guys. No one knew who they were. They were all silhouettes. The guy who said it would fit better on the apparel and stuff, that's who did it. To me, you wish no one knew who it was. I've often thought, what would I like for people to think about me? He was a good guy and he cared. That would be it.
Yeah, it was shocking yesterday at the end of our program. We learned that the logo, Jerry West, has passed away at 86 years old. It's been rough lately in the NBA. In the last, year? Bill Russell, Bill Walton, now Jerry West. Randy Shaver, that's his hero. And we'll talk to Randy in about a half hour about Jerry West passing. A pretty universally loved and respected guy, and just simply one of the greatest to ever play the game of basketball. Sad day. We'll talk about Jerry when we get a chance here with Randy Shaver in about a half hour. My damn. What else should we get to? I kind of wish I would have seen this one in person. The Twins put the pump down on the Colorado Rockies yesterday.
Did they ever?
They had 24 hits, 17. They start a series tonight with the Oakland Athletics.
That was nuts.
Dallas Mavericks are about done. How do you feel about that, Josh?
Oh, that's good comedy.
I feel so good about it.
You know, I'm an idiot. I had wished that Luka Doncic would get a prolapsed anus. That was my wish.
I remember that before the series started.
And I felt a little guilty, like that's not nice to wish a medical condition, but you can come back from that.
You wished a prolapse on another guy.
I did. Yeah. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
But I never even considered a sweep. That's so much better than a prolapsed anus. I never thought they'd get swept, and please let them get swept.
It's going to happen on Friday night.
You think it's going to happen?
I think it's going to happen.
Oh, that's so good.
Off air, we were talking about other things we wished on Luka Doncic. I don't know if we'll share that on air today or not. Stanley Cup final.
Well, one of them was I was hoping his parents would make him change his last name. If they get swept, he's no longer a Doncic.
Brought shame to the family.
They divorced themselves from him.
That's it.
Stanley Cup final game 4 is scheduled for tonight in Alberta, Canada. So Randy Shaver in a half hour is going to jump in the mix, and we'll certainly talk more about Jerry West because, like I said, that was Randy's hero growing up, and I bet the ass man's having a tough morning so far. Stick around. Josh's News is coming up next.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.
America starts the day with America in the Morning.
A report by the State Department released late Monday.
Hi, I'm John Trout, your host for the latest news, politics, entertainment, business, and weather.
With yet another formidable storm developing over the central and southern
Our staff of correspondents provide a fast-paced look at the world with specialized reports from where news
Consumer
happens.
sentiment took a little dip last month, according to the University of Michigan.
Concise, accurate, and fresh each day.
America in the Morning, the podcast, available wherever you listen.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
I've cried and I have raged, all while doing my best to wrap my daughter in all the love and support I can possibly give her to help her heal from what you did.
An Oregon father who drugged his 12-year-old daughter's friends at a sleepover has been sentenced to 2 years in prison, and he thinks we're all stupid. He claims, you see, he put sedatives in the girls' drinks because he just wanted them to get a good night's sleep. He's a concerned father.
Here we go.
Michael Maiden, who again thinks we're all very stupid, was sentenced Monday after pleading guilty to putting drugs in fruit smoothies. He then served the young girls who were staying at his Lake Oswego home last summer. The 57-year-old apologized for his actions in court while claiming his actions were simply because he wanted them to go to bed. They stayed up past 11 p.m. against his wishes. I was overly fixated on them going to bed. Yes, that is true, he said, adding he wanted them to sleep so they could be well rested for the next day.
I deserve that speculation, but I have to tell everybody here, I was truly worried about them. I just wanted them to go to bed, and I wanted to go to bed knowing that they were in their bed.
He's good.
He dosed the girls' smoothies with a prescription nervous system depressant, benzodiazepine. and insisted they drink them that August night. Drink. Yes, drink. He was caught only after one of the girls failed to fall asleep but knew something had been done to her, so she texted her mom.
One of those girls, according to court documents, managed to stay awake. She texted her mother just before 2 a.m. saying, quote, "Mom, please pick me up and say I had a family emergency. I don't feel safe. I might not respond, but please come get me. Please, please pick up. Please, please."
Wow. Throughout the night, he made trips to the basement where the girls were sleeping and checked if they were asleep. At one point, putting his finger under a girl's nose to check her breath. Another apparently was moving around where she lay. Then, thanks to the text, the girls were all rescued by their parents about 3 a.m. and brought to the hospital where they did test positive for drugs. His wife divorced him shortly after accusations were leveled, and
no second chance, huh?
Nope, thank God. I mean, again, I hope that at the jail they have some very slippery stairs that he always seems to find.
How long's he going down, Skis?
Boy,
You said 2 years, I thought?
Something like 2 years, yeah.
Oh,
That
seems
doesn't
light.
seem like
Yeah, 2 years in prison, so hopefully he sticks around at least that long.
Oh, it makes me nauseated to think what his plans were.
Oh, it's
Just like,
disgusting.
what's wrong with you?
It's absolutely disgusting.
Boy, he tried like hell to sell that concerned dad gimmick, though, didn't he?
Yeah. There's not one person in the courtroom that's like, oh, shame on me. I really thought that he had some bad intentions, but he's just a good dad. That's all that
cares.
is. The way he just drugs kids without their knowledge, just to make
Even
sure they sleep.
his oldest, most loyal friend even sat there and said, "Son of a bitch, he did it, didn't he?" His most loyal friend couldn't even buy that one.
2 high school business teachers in Wisconsin were forced to resign after district officials found out that they'd been trying to seduce one of their students by offering him a foursome. What the hell's going on nowadays with teachers?
God dang.
One of the pervy pair even sent some scantily clad photos to his Snapchat account.
So,
Teachers are different nowadays.
Can you give me the mix-up here? This was a couple of guys sending pictures to girls. What's going on?
A couple of girls, Alexis Salderis.
I'm sorry. The teachers were
women.
2 women.
Yes. Alexia Salderis, a first-grade teacher, and then Jennifer Larson. I'm sorry, not a first-grade teacher, a first-year teacher.
Uh-huh.
And Jennifer Larson, an 11-year veteran, they lost their jobs in April after the investigation by officials at Joseph Craig High School in Janesville. They unearthed the racy messages, where both admitted to inappropriately Snapchatting the unidentified male student, whose age has not been released. Salderis acknowledged that she sent risque pictures, and Larson admitted she'd sent messages about cuddling, flirting, and the implication of alcohol. Much of the scandal revolves around a school trip, which lasted from April 7th to 9th. That's when the district said both teachers sent the student messages saying they wanted to cuddle and have some fun. Worse, they asked if another student might join. During the same encounter, Salderis apparently gave the keys to a district van to the student and let him take it for a lap around the parking lot. As she was changing her shoes in the back of the vehicle, she and the student shared a, quote, half kiss, whatever that is. April 9th, Salderis also reportedly sent the kid 5 photos of herself in her underwear and lingerie. Further texts revealed plans for them to meet that weekend, but nothing did happen in the following days. April 11th, the teacher saw a group of boys standing around laughing at pictures on a phone, and the teacher said they were 95% sure those photos the kids were looking at were the shots of Salderis in her unmentionables. The Janesville Police Department is conducting its own investigation to see if the twisted teachers should be hit with criminal charges.
Isn't that something?
Yucky.
It's incredible to me that, you can have, number one, that you can have those thoughts about a child, right? But days and weeks and months go by and you're sending texts and you're sending pictures and it never dawns on you like it would a normal human being, oh my God, what am I doing?
Yeah. That always baffles me about folks like this.
It's like a sickness. You can't shake it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I don't understand that attraction. I don't get it. It's absolutely disgusting. And I don't know if it's just more publicized now or what, but there was only one half scandal I remember from high school, and that was years after I graduated, I heard about it. So it just seems like now it's daily there's something like this. A former New Jersey high school bus driver was hit with a 14-year prison sentence for driving drunk with a busload of students and a blood alcohol level 8 times over the legal limit. The 52-year-old was convicted on 27 counts of child endangerment after police spotted her driving erratically, and she later blew a .34 on a breathalyzer, multiple times higher than the state limit of .04 for bus and commercial vehicle drivers.
Then I noticed there was actually a woman sitting behind the driver wheel. I didn't at that time know that there was kids on the bus.
Police said she had a half-filled bottle of vodka in her purse when she was busted. The Minnesota Department of Public Safety says 1,922 people were cited between May 20th and June 2nd for not wearing their seatbelt as law enforcement carried out a reoccurring click it or ticket campaign. While that's an improvement from last year when 2,382 drivers were ticketed, DPS said there is still plenty of work to do. The Minnesota Department of Public Safety said wearing a seatbelt can save your life.
That's not to say that every person would be saved by wearing their seatbelt, but we know that the data and the research shows that wearing your seatbelt keeps you safer while riding in a vehicle. The best practice is to always wear your seatbelt, stay safe, and make sure you're modeling that behavior for your kids too.
Go like this.
Right.
Just go. Do that a little bit.
What, did you just drink a carton of milk before you went on television?
It's like she was caught off guard. Oh, gosh, there's a camera here. We're live? All right, here we go. Preliminary numbers from last year show 84 unbelted motorists died in crashes. Here's some examples of what law enforcement saw during their campaign. Hastings police pulled over a woman wearing her infant in a chest baby carrier. What? She was issued a child restraint
little cushion between her and the dashboard in case there's an accident.
Yeah, Operation Human Shield right there.
Moron. She was allowed to have a child.
South Lake Minnetonka police pulled over a driver and asked why he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, and he said, "If I'm meant to die, I'll die."
Oh, is that guy okay?
A Douglas County Sheriff's deputy spotted a vehicle after seeing the driver and passenger without their seatbelts. That driver was also arrested for DWI and drug possession. Besides being a state law, failing to wear a seatbelt can be expensive. A ticket's only $25, but court and administrative fees violations can usually run over $100. State troopers, officers, and deputies from 272 agencies across Minnesota took part in that crackdown. A Florida woman was arrested after she allegedly fled from a traffic stop because she, quote, couldn't afford to go to jail. Deputies tried to pull 33-year-old Corin Perkins over. She failed to stop and drove away speeding. Again, I'm very sorry for that.
What did you do?
I misspoke, and I apologize. They didn't chase after her, but another deputy was able to find her abandoned vehicle. I mean, seriously, I am sorry. A canine track was conducted. Perkins was taken into custody when the dog found her at a residence. In an interview with deputies, she drove away from law enforcement because she couldn't afford to go to jail. She got stuff to do.
Yeah. And now she's going to be going to jail longer.
Probably longer, You're right. One of the stars of Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, recently shared a statement on social media pertaining to an uncomfortable scene involving his character in the movie and had to remind fans that were flooding him with threatening messages that the events depicted in the film are fictional. Isn't it sad that he has to do this?
Oh, what the hell's the story? What did he do in the movie?
Nathan Jones, I haven't seen it, and I won't give too much away. I read about the scene. He reprised his Fury Road role of Rictus Erectus, and he had to issue a statement via his Facebook account in regards to a scene involving a younger version of Furiosa earlier in the film. Now, I don't think I'm giving too much away, but supposedly it involved him essentially caressing her hair, again, a young girl, in a manner that was very creepy, right? Suggesting what might be going on.
Sure.
And that caused some people to bombard the actor with angry messages, who had to respond via his Facebook page. His statement reads, "I've noticed a few queries and private messages about my role in Mad Max Furiosa, particularly regarding a scene with young Furiosa. This is a very sensitive subject, and I want to emphasize it involves a fictional character. The details can be uncomfortable, and as an actor, my job is to portray a character based on the direction of a script provided to me. I appreciate your understanding and support in recognizing the distinction between fiction and reality. Thank you."
That is insane that he actually had to say that.
You should see the letter I wrote to Christian Bale after I saw American Psycho.
Oh, man.
I straightened him out. Don't worry about him anymore.
Well, the actor who played King Joffrey on Game of Thrones, I did hate his guts. And I realized, it just means he's a great actor because I hated that character so bad.
Wow, what? I mean, were these little kids who were writing him?
I don't know.
How can you?
But it was enough that he felt compelled to respond.
That's so stupid.
How can you be so dumb?
I'm not the guy in that movie. I am not Rictus Erectus.
Well, Josh, Anya Taylor-Joy was also in that movie, Furiosa. She was in Queen's Gambit, the chess series on Netflix, and she says she gets people that come up to her all the time at the airports, like, wanting to break down chess strategies with her, and she's like, I barely remember how to play. Like, I was acting. I'm not actually a chess expert. You guys have to realize that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suppose that probably happens quite a bit. Deputies in the Florida Keys arrested a man Monday after they say he broke into his 21-year-old's neighbor's home and hugged her. Happened about 4:40 p.m. The woman noticed 29-year-old Nestor Zapata sitting on her front porch. He stopped the victim from closing her front door, gained entry inside, and began hugging her without her consent, police said. Authorities said she was able to get him out of the house and called 911.
That's terrifying.
He just wanted to break in and give her a hug. Goofy bastard. Skippy. The latest season of the Emmy-winning satirical superhero drama The Boys, Season 4, debuts on Prime Video today.
You like that one?
You know what? I loved it.
Oh.
And I had to stop watching it.
I was wondering if you...
Oh, really?
Not to sound like a prude, but it got too much. It's the words... Get to the prostate. That scene, I thought, all right, I can't do it anymore.
Oh, this is the one with the gross thing, and the penis did this and that.
I mean,
right?
the violence is a part of it, right? That's a part of the comedy, and it's a very well written show.
This is the one with the penis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. You guys have told me about it.
And after that, I just don't think I can watch Season 4. Anybody? I know Dana and Wapple, you watch it.
I'm still on board.
Are you?
Oh yeah, I'll watch it.
I can't remember if I even finished Season 3.
Yeah, I quit too, Josh. It just got a little bit too much, and I was having a hard time following it all, too.
The Boys, is that a reference to testicles?
Oh, it very well could be. I guess I never
thought about that.
Never saw it.
I don't know that you'd like it. But yes.
Good.
The show, based on the comic book of the same name and starring Carl Urban, Jack Quaid, and Anthony Starr, follows a group of vigilantes trying to take down corrupt superheroes abusing their superpowers. The 4th season will begin to usher in the end of The Boys, as creator Eric Kripke announced earlier this week Season 5 will be their final season. Streaming now on Max, the stand-up special Hannah Einbinder, Everything Must Go. I find her very funny.
Hannah Einbinder.
Or maybe it's Binder. I've never heard anybody pronounce it.
Yeah, me neither.
So first I've heard of her.
She's on the show Hacks.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Yeah, I think she's. I guess I've never seen her stand up, but she's awesome on that show. On the video game side of things, Metallica are taking over Fortnite for themed gameplay across all modes, as well as special in-game concert events. The Thrash Legends will become the first band to take center stage across all Fortnite experiences beginning today. Each game mode. What's so funny?
I'm just picturing, so they're going to have concerts and stuff on Fortnite. They've done this before. I can't remember what rapper. So you're going to have a bunch of people as their Fortnite characters doing the little dances watching Metallica on Fortnite.
That does sound kind of fun. I saw some of the gameplay. It looks like it's all right. Yeah. Each game mode will feature Metallica-themed gameplay throughout the month.
And that's what had you giggling your nuts off over there?
Yeah, I'm just picturing it. It's going to be hilarious. Just a bunch of the loser dances and stuff going on.
Get a grip on yourself, will you?
I'll try.
I was very self-conscious when I didn't know what you were laughing at. And, of course, the Metallica. That was stupid. And, of course, Metallica brings their M72 World Tour to the New Metrodome for 2 nights in August with Pantera and Mammoth WVH. Right now on the Luther Bloomington Kia text line, text BEER to 651-989-9393. BEER. You get a shot to win tickets to the Booze Cruise, Friday, June 28th from Stillwater Riverboats. And we sure do appreciate that. Hope to see you there. Chris Evans, Captain America in the MCU, is 43 today.
Hubba hubba.
I agree. I think my favorite role of his would be from The Gray Man. Has everyone seen The Gray Man?
No.
Never saw it.
I'm going to have to read the book series, but it's on Netflix. He was awesome in that. Boy, does he play a good dickhead.
Yeah, that was really good.
He is really, really good. Weezer singer Rivers Cuomo, 54. And my boy Nick's all-time favorite actor, Tim Allen, is 71.
Wow.
Best of luck to Ken in Rochester today, having a 2-year liver checkup. Congrats to Crazy-Eyed Jesus on his final day at his foundry job. No more fighting heat exhaustion or coming home covered in sand and iron flakes for me, he said. Give her hell today, Andover Husky Jesus with a behind-the-wheel test. Naughty insurance agent Jesus, text in a good luck to you. Bass Slayer Jesus, text in to say, can I get a little shout-out to my maintenance lead, Brent? He's getting a camera, ran up himself today at the doctor's, and I'm here making sure the facility is operational all by myself. I'm sorry, that might have been from Naughty Insurance Agent Jesus. And happy 26th anniversary to Big Al the Rod Builder and his smoking hot wife, Mindy. That's 93X News.
Care 11's Randy Shaver.
Got a fat ass and a bad attitude.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
West of West Virginia gets 2 more of his 38 points for the night.
I really can't express to you what it felt like to wear the West Virginia University uniform. Every time I wore that uniform, I felt something really special. And it was something that I will never forget. When I competed and wore that number, I competed for the state and for the people, not just for the university.
Works the ball to Jerry, and the incomparable West does it again.
Never have been a greater thrill in my life than to win a gold medal for our basketball team.
And at guard, number 44, Jerry West. 2 seconds, 1 second. West throws it up. He makes it. West threw it up and makes it. Over half court.
The only thing that was important to me was to win and compete. That's what I loved in my life.
Jerry West is the man. He's the logo. He's God in my eyes. So whatever he says, it has to be right.
I'll tell you one thing. The greatest thing about being a logo, you get paid a lot of money for it. Probably made about 2 cents off of that. I've often thought, what would I like for people to think about me? He was a good guy and he cared.
Yeah, another all-timer has left us. Jerry West, Randy Shaver, condolences, bruh.
Yeah, it was a tough day yesterday.
We all know how much that man meant to you. It's never easy when you lose one of your heroes. And we were all quite surprised yesterday at the end of the show when we learned.
Yes.
Even though he was 86 years old, we were surprised. I guess because normally you get some heads up on this from the media. The man is sick. He's this or that. We didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't know, and it just kind of came out of nowhere yesterday. And just I guess the thing that I was so happy about was all the response, the accolades, the people, the incredible amount of talented basketball people who said things on social media yesterday about Jerry West, which was just amazing. Yeah, I mean, when I was growing up, and I've talked about this before, there were no video games. There were no, if you wanted to play basketball or play baseball or play football, you played in the backyard with your buddies, with your friends, in the playground, whatever. And there was always that, you wanted to be somebody, right? I mean, you were always picking, you picked teams, but you always were, I'm going to be Hank Aaron today, or I'm going to be, Willie Mays today, or whatever, because that was our way of, that was our video game, was us being those guys, emulating those players. And for me, every single time was Jerry West in the driveway. That was it. And that never stopped from the time I was probably 6 years old until I graduated high school. That, every time I picked up a basketball in any sort of way whatsoever, whether it was playing horse or playing pickup ball or whatever, in my mind, that's who I was going to be that day.
Right.
And, I've had the great opportunity to meet some of the people that were those kind of forces in my life. Jim Marshall, Alan Page, Carl Eller, those kind of guys they're gods to me. Those are guys that I grew up, watching and emulating.
Right.
And then to get a chance to meet them and have personal relationships with them is just amazing. I never had that with Jerry West, obviously, but man, you're not kidding when you joke to me about if there was a man I'd kiss on the lips, that would be him. That would be him. He was just, that's who he was for me. And I guess I didn't realize all of the things that the man accomplished until I started reading all the things yesterday that came pouring out about his life and the things that he did in his life, basketball related. It's pretty, there is no player that had his fingerprints on the game of basketball in more different ways and in more ways that changed the game than I think Jerry West.
That is so well put right there. Plenty of great players have come and gone, but he had, the way you put it, his fingerprints on the game in so many different ways, not just as a player, but as a general manager putting together the Showtime teams in L.A. that were legendary. He's the guy who had confidence in Kobe Bryant when no one else thought this kid can be a star. Such a great talent in so many different ways, absolutely. And everyone had those heroes growing up. You emulated them. You wanted to be them. And it's heartbreaking when they're gone.
And you also learn, in watching Jerry West's life, I also learned that you're not always going to win.
Oh, Jesus,
Jerry
no.
West
He lost more
went
often
to
than not in
Jerry-
the championship round, yes.
Yeah, Jerry West went to the NBA Finals 9 times as a player and only won once, 1972 when they beat the Knicks. Other than that, the Boston Celtics beat him 6 times.
Oh.
And so as a kid growing up, you learned, I watched Jerry West because he was such a great shooter. He was an amazing jump shot shooter.
It's what he was born to do.
And yes, he was. Just if you wanted to learn how to shoot the jump shot the right way, you watched Jerry West, right? And just his leadership and his perseverance. But I also watched him as he lost and how you would come back from losing the biggest game of your life and come back and try to be better the next year, because he didn't win everything. He wasn't Bill Russell. He didn't win multiple titles, which is probably why he was just so incredibly intense and just never gave up, because he was always pursuing that championship. And he found that as an executive, not the same way as a player, but probably as satisfying. And he won, 8 of those titles as an executive. So that's, I mean, the man really did so many things in so many different areas of the game of basketball that you have to shake your head and just say, man, that I don't think there is anyone in the game, and maybe Bill Russell in some way, because Bill also was a coach and that kind of thing, because he won so many championships with the Celtics. But Jerry West, I think, is unmatched.
I would think that Bill Russell's a good comparison, and so many players yesterday came forward and cited Jerry West as such a major influence on their lives. I had no idea that Shaquille O'Neal thought so highly of Jerry West. He referred to him as a god. It's a sad day. I mentioned earlier, my God. But yes, go ahead.
And to think about this too, Nick, he was drafted by the Minneapolis Lakers in 1960. He was drafted by the Minneapolis Lakers, and had they not moved that same year, he would have played here.
God help us.
He would have been part of the fabric of Minnesota sports had the Lakers not moved the same year that they drafted Jerry West out of West Virginia.
Yeah.
So,
our moms would have been chasing him around downtown Minneapolis,
I could have been his son.
Yeah. But
anyway.
it's sad that he's gone. It's sad that he's gone, but my damn.
Yeah.
After what we just discussed, what a life.
Yeah.
What a life. What
Yeah,
an
what a
impact he had. He'll be remembered forever.
We got a lot of texts, Randy, checking in on you, basically, passing condolences on knowing that, honestly saying, hey, we're so sorry. I'm sure Randy's going to be devastated. And a lot of people had nice things.
I was so stunned. I was so stunned yesterday when that news came out. Roseanne actually told me. I went back to bed, laying in bed after the show yesterday just to chill out. And I got done. I went and worked out, then went to bed. And I was laying in bed with Roseanne. We were just talking. And all of a sudden she goes, oh, my gosh, Jerry West died. Just real nonchalant. And I went, what?
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely I was stunned for like 10 minutes. I couldn't even. And then there was a text. Was it Wapple or something?
Yeah, I felt so bad.
Yeah,
I felt so bad. I didn't even know what to say.
I wanted to respond right away, but I was like, "Oh my God!" So it's just there's very few players in sports in my life that I would have just stopped cold in my tracks and said, "Oh my gosh," and that is by far the number one guy. Every morning when I do this show, I look over my right shoulder here in my office, and there is that picture, my autographed picture of Jerry West that's looking down at me as I do this show. And, now 2 of the 3 idols of my life have passed. Ron Santo was my baseball guy.
Ron Santo.
Who I grew up with as a Cubs fan. And the only one left is Fran the Man. And let's hope that Fran the Man sticks around for
How old is
a
Fran
while
Tarkington right now?
He's in
mid-80s.
his 80s. He's in his mid-80s.
Maybe the same age as Jerry West.
84.
Pretty much.
You mentioned the kiss earlier. In case you're a new listener and you didn't understand, if you didn't understand the reference, many years ago we were talking about. I don't know what we were talking about, but I asked Randy Shaver if there was one man that you would kiss on the mouth, who would it be? And you did not hesitate. You said immediately, Jerry West.
I know.
Who's moved up on the list then?
Yeah.
Who's number 2, now number 1?
Gosh. I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
And it reminds me. It reminds me of. You mentioned how shocked you were, and when you heard the news, it reminds me of when Eddie Van Halen died.
Oh shoot, that's a good comparison.
That was for rock fans. I mean, Eddie Van Halen was to rock fans what I think Jerry West was to basketball fans. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Who would you kiss, Nick?
And
boy. What man would I kiss on the mouth? The list is long.
Well, Josh is number 1, though.
I know. I was going to say, I bet there's someone in the studio with you hoping you're going to say them.
That would seem pretty easy.
Is it the guy that's got both of his fingers crossed?
Yep. Toes crossed, too.
If we're talking about athletes, like what Randy Shaver said about Jerry West, if we're talking about athletes, that's tough because, when I was a kid, I was just obsessed with North Stars and Vikings and Twins. And if Kirby was alive, I'd kiss Kirby.
Oh, Kirby. Gosh.
But I think I'm going to go with Bobby Smith.
You've often talked about Bobby Smith.
I would kiss Bobby Smith on the mouth if I had a chance to, and if he allowed me to. I worshipped everything about that man.
And the thing about all that is, in yesterday when I learned of Jerry West passing, is that it's a part of my youth. It's a part of that time growing up. And for me, growing up in the 1960s, it was such a, and I know this is kind of cliche-ish, but it really was a simple time. There just wasn't all the stuff that we have going on in life. I can't imagine growing up as a kid today. There's just so much that you have to navigate in your life as a kid now. Back then, there wasn't. It was so simple.
Yeah.
It was, and, when he passed away, and I was just thinking about all the times I played basketball in my driveway with friends and my dad and all that kind of stuff. All those memories come back, right? And that's what music does for you. You hear certain songs, you think about certain artists, and it's not so much the music as it is what it means to you at the time in your life. And that's what Jerry West and thinking about that. That was that time in my life.
It's a piece of your youth that's
10.
been ripped away.
Yeah. 1969, I was 11 years old, and Jerry West wins the MVP in the NBA Finals, and they lose.
Right.
It's the only time in NBA history where a man was the MVP in the Finals, but his team lost the series.
We talked about it yesterday. We talked about that yesterday, an hour and a half before we learned that he died. We were talking about Jerry West losing, and the Lakers, of course, losing that title, but yet he was still named MVP. I know exactly what you mean about.
That's what those things mean, right?
Yeah.
Those things bring you back to a certain point in your life, a certain time in your life.
Yeah.
And then, I may not think about all that again. It's because of him and what he meant to me when I was growing up as a 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old kid. So
you know what you need to do, Randy Shaver, if in fact you haven't already. You need to go to Los Angeles and you need to go visit the Jerry West statue out front the arena. Have you seen that in person yet? Because they built him a statue.
I have not.
Former newsman caught kissing statue.
Not wearing pants.
Oh, come on.
I think he'd keep his pants on. I think he would.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, name an NBA great, current or former, and they were all over social media yesterday.
Yeah.
Sending condolences, well wishes to Jerry West's family, and calling him a leader, a hero, an influence. I mean, what more can be said? What more could be said? The guy was just one of the all-time greats in so many different ways, and it hurts. It hurts when people like this leave us. But like I said, he'll never be forgotten. Absolutely never.
No.
Oh, wow. Pretty soon, Randy Shaver, Luka Doncic and that dismissive smile of contempt he likes to wear on his face. Pretty soon, he and the rest of the Dallas Mavericks are about to be, they're just about cooked. And I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
Yeah, they are cooked. There's just no doubt.
Jason Tatum had 31 points. His teammate Jaylen Brown scored 30. The Boston Celtics almost blew it, but only almost. They beat the Mavericks by 7 last night in Game 3. The Celtics are now 1 win away from winning the whole damn thing.
The Celtics really shortened their bench last night. They made the decision that this was going to be the game they were going to get in Dallas. And, you look at the minutes played last night. Tatum, Holiday, White, Brown, all over 41 minutes played last night. They made a point of making sure that they were not going to leave Dallas without winning at least one game. And they did that last night. And there's a very good chance they could end up sweeping this series. I think the Mavericks, they did not shoot the ball well last night for them. I mean, Doncic he scored 27, but it was a hard 27 to get to because he was not at the top of his offensive game last night. And again, he does spend way too much time complaining about fouls in the sense that when he does complain about it, he loses focus on the defensive end and he gives up, baskets on the other end. So Boston looks, we talked about this, they're just the better overall team. They're just built better than Dallas. Dallas has made a great run. You have to be, if you're a Mavericks fan, you have to be excited about what you've seen in the second half of this basketball season into the postseason. But Boston's just too good. Too good.
Boston is 1 win away. Dallas has this stat staring them in the face. None of the previous 156 teams to face a 3-0 deficit has rallied to win an NBA playoff series. Friday night is Game 4, and it'll probably be wrapped up. I was saying earlier, I wish I would have seen this in person. The Twins put the pump down on the Colorado Rockies. Jesus criminy. They piled up 24 hits. Carlos Correa got 5 of those hits, which is a career high for him, and they win the game 17-9, and they win the 3-game series over Colorado.
Pretty impressive. But again, it's only one game. It's too bad it's not like 30 games, because that's the kind of offense that, or close to that kind of offense we were hoping to see during the course of this entire season. They've hit so many valleys and peaks that you're not really sure which team's going to show up. I mean, 3 games prior to this, they couldn't put a run on the board. And then yesterday, they just go nuts. Now they get the Oakland A's, which is another opportunity to kind of get well and get this thing rolling because they're going to need to. I mean, Cleveland and Kansas City continue to play good baseball, so they need to keep this kind of thing up. But it was fun yesterday. If you were sitting at the ballpark, those kind of days don't happen very often, right? Where everything is just working offensively. That's a fun day if you're a fan.
Yep. Tonight, they start this series with the Athletics. Joe Ryan, 6:40 tonight. Joe Ryan will start. Baseball fans were shocked after a member of the Cincinnati Reds, an outfielder named Blake Dunn. This was Tuesday night. I don't know how we missed this. Blake Dunn took a 101-mile-per-hour pitch to the head and got up, walked to first base.
India off again. Oh, off the helmet. Oh, goodness. That was a 101-mile-an-hour pitch to the head. And Dunn, the football player, calmly walks down, seemingly okay.
It hit him just where a baseball should hit a helmet if you want to live to tell the story. Mm-hmm. It hit him in the helmet did its job.
Yep.
He walked to first. Oh, he eyeballed that pitcher from Cleveland, didn't he?
Oh,
Sure
yes.
did.
It was Emmanuel Clase, their closer, the Guardians closer, who just throws peas up there. I mean,
yeah, he's good.
It hit Dunn right in the correct spot to save his ass. After the game, Dunn said that it did crack his batting helmet, but he feels fine. He feels all right. Stanley Cup final game. Oh, for Christ's sake. Or should I go here first? Again with the guys are calling a baseball game and something happens that sounds like a fart and everyone wants... do we need to do this again?
I like it when we investigate. I don't think this was a fart, do you?
No.
It's never a fart.
Yeah, I probably never has been.
This was a Pittsburgh Pirates game. Randy Shaver, that young kid Paul Skeens is on the bump, right?
Skeens, guy, he's amazing.
And the announcers are talking back and forth, and then someone's... go ahead.
95 and higher considered hard hits, or barrel balls, I guess you'd say. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And all the 12-year-olds and the social media dorks go crazy. Oh, they farted on air. They farted. What is the obsession with this?
They didn't either. Yeah, Nick, Dana sent me this story, and my first thought was, Nick is not going to like this.
What is the obsession with this?
Yeah, he just went,
Yeah, I agree.
Go ahead. Do it one more time.
95 and higher considered hard hits, or barrel balls, I guess you'd say. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Look, if you people
That's
want
a fart.
If you want a real on-air fart, I'll give it to you. I will. Stanley Cup final game 4 is scheduled for tonight. Randy, they're going to play this game in Alberta, Canada. The Edmonton Oilers host the Florida Panthers. The Oilers need one tonight. By God, they do. They're down 2-0 in the best-of-7 series to the Panthers. Game time is 7 o'clock. They will televise this one on Channel 5. Channel 5. How much of the Cup final have you watched, Randy Shaver?
Very little. I've watched some of the highlights. I've watched the highlights. I don't know if I've even... Well, maybe I've watched about 10 minutes of actual playing time. I've watched some of the highlights.
I've like I said a couple days ago, now that they're down to the final, I've watched quite a bit of the series, and I'll give it a shot tonight. You know, the Twins are on, too, so I'll be bouncing back and forth. But now they're down to the nitty-gritty. Might as well.
Yeah, but you're going to be watching golf this weekend. The U.S.
Shut up.
Pinehurst, 7,548 yards of golf this weekend at Pinehurst, and Tiger Woods is a shot off the lead right now.
Really?
I'm pretty
You're
pumped.
going to be watching golf this morning.
I will not.
This whole weekend, Sunday, on the final round of the U.S. Open.
I would not give a rat's ass if Tiger Woods was putting in my backyard. I would not give a rat's ass.
Would you at least call me?
Putting green in your backyard? Wow.
I'm not telling anybody he's there. Oh, man. Listen to this, Josh. My manhood is being challenged this morning.
Are you serious? Tell me about it.
Auto parts slinging Jesus says, Nick, You're not man enough to fart live on the air.
Jeez.
You got called out.
Sounds like a challenge.
That's a definition of a man right there.
You're going to regret that, Auto Part Slinging Jesus, and so are all of our listeners, because everyone in the room, with the exception of my wife's, going to be running for the exits. What movie, Wapple?
Slapshot.
That's right.
Yes. That was when they were doing the fashion show.
I will fart live on the radio. I will.
Oh, jeez.
Just to show you. Auto Parts.
He really bruised your manhood right there.
I'll tell you what right now. Some are texting in saying, forget about those fake farts that everyone's convinced they hear during a sports broadcast. Let's play the Chinese fire fart again, because that one was... Because that's as real as it gets right there.
It's always funny.
The Chinese fire fart.
Uh-oh, you've been triple dog dared to rip one on the air.
Hey, just give me
You're
some
too
time.
chicken.
I'm not going to force it. These are new pants. But you don't know what you've started here. You don't know. Yeah, dumbass welder Jesus is triple dog daring me. Just wait.
Is that where you draw the line? The how old the pants are?
Yes.
You got to think about it, I guess.
You stupid bastards. You're messing with the wrong guy now. What else is going on around here? You know what I thought was kind of a drag ski? So our ladies hockey team wins the whole schmear, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They have a cup, like Lord Stanley's Cup. They have the Walter Cup. And I read that the Minnesota players do not each get a day to spend with the cup over the summer like the boys do in the NHL.
That's dumb.
Yeah, that's really dumb. Why not?
I don't know why. I read that they're sending the trophy back to where it was made to clean it up already. What are you being so protective of the friggin' trophy? Let them take it to the pool parties. Let them fill it with beer. Let them sit their babies in it and whatnot, like the fellas. Someone gets to puke in it, whatever.
Oh, do you think it was because of Chris Jericho?
I don't know what you're referencing.
When he got the first AEW heavyweight title, he lost it that night.
I doubt the PW...
He literally lost it in the Uber that night.
That must be exactly it, Wapple.
I remember the story, Wapple, but I doubt the PWHL is keeping up with what Chris Jericho...
You never know.
Yeah, they call it the Jericho rule.
Yeah, it's the new sports rule, the Jericho.
I'm sure they're well aware of the fact that he is, now I've forgotten all of his nicknames.
Ayatollah of rock and roll.
He's the Ayatollah of rock and roll. He's Le Champion. I know all that. What was the one?
He's a wizard.
He's a wizard. Right. But I don't think that they're thinking much about Jericho. All right, so yesterday we talked about, my God, the goings-on in the world of competitive eating. If Jarrah West doesn't die yesterday, this is on the front page. Everybody is wound up about, okay, Joey Chestnut's not going to be at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest on Independence Day because he's signed on with a rival brand of vegan hot dog, a rival brand to Nathan's. He's going to do what's the channel again, Josh?
Netflix.
He's going to do a Netflix special. Instead, Joey wants to compete at the Nathan's, but they're saying no. Now we've found out what is going to be aired on Netflix. I believe this is the route they're taking. Joey Chestnut and his longtime rival Takeru Kobayashi will face off one last time in a one-on-one hot dog eating contest that will be streamed live on Labor Day.
This is awesome.
It's coming down to this. You know, they had all those wonderful matches back in the day. Joey far surpasses Kobayashi. Kobayashi, a couple weeks ago said he's retiring to pay attention to his health.
He's coming back one last time.
But the price tag must be so much. He's coming back one last time to take on Joey Chestnut. They're calling the event Unfinished Beef. This is the first time the two guys are going to face off in 15 years.
Wow, it's been that long.
And they're saying all kinds of inspiring kind of corny stuff on social media. You know, Joey Chestnut is saying, fans have waited a long time for another chapter in our rivalry. I can't wait for our massive showdown. It's time to give the people what they want. Kobayashi is saying, retiring for me will only happen after I take him down one last time.
Boy, this movie is just writing itself.
They're hyping it up already, and it's not till Labor Day. Kobayashi said, check in live on Netflix and watch me knock him out. So this is what it's come to. Oh, is this, God dang it, where did I have this? I saw Chestnut close out a tweet by saying, where is this? He closed out a tweet by saying, stay hungry.
I love that.
Is that like his regular catchphrase? Does anybody know? Does he end a lot of it? I don't follow him.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. Yeah, that's probably the first tweet I ever read from him.
So now I got to start. Now we got to talk about Twisted Sister, don't we, Josh?
I was wondering if he even knew what he did there.
How old is he? I wonder if he.
Oh, he's got to be around our age.
Yeah,
right?
so I believe he probably was inspired by the 1984 Twisted Sister record, "Stay Hungry."
He's only 40.
Oh,
geez, he looks older.
Yes, he does.
That'd mean your hot dogs will do it to you.
Yeah, maybe it's the diet.
If you have YouTube, check out Twisted Sister's legendary live concert from San Bernardino, California in 1984 on the Stay Hungry tour. Incredible show. Incredible show. Dee Snider starts it off by saying, "Good evening, San Bernardino. We are Twisted effing Sister." And then they go into the song, "The Kids Are Back." Cubby knows what I'm talking about.
That's good stuff.
We walk the streets. So maybe he wasn't inspired by Dee Snider and Twisted Sister, but he
it looks like
closed
it's just
out
tweet.
one of his tweets by saying, "Stay hungry." Randy Shaver, scorching hot internet golf internet hot lady Paige Spiraniranak has offered to fill in for Joey Chestnut at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
So I have my timer.
Really?
We're gonna go for this. I'm so wondering. Okay, I'm supposed to dip in the water and then eat it. I'm not gonna do the two at a time. We're just gonna go one now. I'm gonna swallow it. That sucked. That actually sucked. The technique of the two dogs at once, not it. I started out too aggressive, was not the move. I should have just stuck with my plan.
She knew exactly what she was doing right there.
I think you're right. She's kind of known for that, right? Being a thirst trap like myself on social media.
Big time thirst trap, Josh. You in that red T-shirt today? My goodness, that's the definition.
Oh, hell yeah.
What do you think, Randy? You seen your gal Paige in the contest?
I've seen her. Yeah, I'll pass.
Your pants wouldn't be around your ankles during that?
Probably would, but.
I think all that just kind of grosses me out. I couldn't watch it.
The older I get, the grosser it is.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, Paige would change your mind on that, though,
No,
for
I
God's
watched
sake.
it, and it still wasn't very flattering.
Yeah, it grossed me out a
Do you
little.
not understand sexual innuendo? Do we need to explain to you
I do.
sexual innuendo? She says she has a personal record. She can eat 6.5 hot dogs in 10 minutes. By God, that's good enough for me. Put her in the car.
I've never heard her voice before. I did not expect her to sound like that.
Yeah, she sounded like a very young person.
Yeah.
I have a female friend. She almost made it. She almost made it to the competition. She was just maybe 1.5 dogs shy.
Oh, wow.
There was a local competition that could get you there, and she was real close.
Really?
Yeah. She was messed up for about a week.
She would have been put on television at the Nathans.
Yeah. Yeah, super close to making that.
All right.
And that's at a time when I was really into it.
You were into competitive eating.
She's like a hero to me.
Yeah. So that's the big news. Okay, Nathan's is still doing their show on Independence Day, but Labor Day, it's going to be Chestnut versus Kobayashi. Another competitive eater named Jeff Esper is trying to make sure people still find the Nathan's contest to be worth watching. He says without Joey there, it might be much more competitive. It'll come down to the wire. So there's that.
I was thinking that same thing, too, because as much as I love Joey and he's American hero, he's 1 minute in, he's at like 27 dogs, and the next guy's at like 4.
There's going to be a huge asterisk on that. 2 or 3 years ago, I said, well, even if I do win it because Joey's not there, there's going to be an asterisk. And I'll admit that to anybody. Yeah, if the best isn't there, there's an asterisk next to your name.
That's old Jeff Esper right there.
Yep.
All right. We'll find out here shortly if that Nathan show is up to snuff, even without Joey. Randy Shaver, what do you think about this? I bet you Cubby will be excited about this. Nate Burleson is going to host the Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, I was excited. I'm a big Nate Burleson fan.
Me too.
I think he's very funny, very clever.
God, could the guy work anymore?
Yeah, you're right. He's doing everything.
Everywhere. Jeez.
I used to really
He's
like the
Michael
Hollywood.
Strahan.
The old Hollywood Squares. I used to really like that.
Yes.
Oh, man, back in the day with Paul Lynde.
Paul Lynde was the best. He was the center square, right?
Yes.
Oh, man. was he
Center
good.
Square, yeah. Yeah.
He had some great lines. Paul Lynde, we were just talking about him off air not that long ago. Just a hilariously funny guy. Paul Lynde, I remember some of his lines from when he was the center square on Hollywood Squares back in the 70s. And, of course, I think anybody with half a brain knows that, these were setups. They probably worked on these jokes before they went on air. But
I was so disappointed when I figured that out because I always thought, how are they that quick? It's incredible.
One of the questions that was asked to Paul Lynde, what state was Abraham Lincoln born? And he said, naked and screaming like the rest of us. I remember Don Knotts. Don Knotts, who, of course, on the Andy Griffith Show and then Three's Company. Don Knotts, one of the funniest guys to ever live. He didn't have to say a word. Don Knotts was asked once on Hollywood Squares, you've been having trouble going to sleep. Are you probably a man or a woman? And Don Knotts, he said, that's what's been keeping me awake. What do you think about this? So, Nate Burleson, let me get this correct because I didn't give out much information. When Nate Burleson becomes the host, I think this will start in August? No, January, coming in January. That'll be his gig. Drew Barrymore will be the center square. Now, I haven't watched the show in a long time. Maybe she's been doing it. I don't know. But that'll be great. I bet he'll be great at it.
Yeah.
He's a very good host.
What do you think about...
He's very good at everything.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Seems like a nice kid. EA Sports announced... Randy Shaver, you love these video games. EA Sports announced that, what's his name again? McCaffrey. His first name, Cletus. What the hell's his
Christian.
Christian McCaffrey.
Cletus.
Yes.
That's it, Cletus.
Will be the cover athlete for Madden NFL 25.
Yep.
If that works for everybody. I know some of you are real passionate about. Okay, good choice.
I haven't played the game in years.
Choice.
He had a great season.
Oh, you haven't?
With the,
Oh, I like to try it out every year. I was kind of, we talk about how the running back just isn't what it used to be. I was surprised they put a running back on there.
It's been a while.
That's a good point.
Right.
It's always
backs.
quarterbacks now.
The running game isn't what it used to be, sure. But he was the offensive player of the year last season, scored a lot of touchdowns for the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, first running back on the cover since 20+14 when Barry Sanders was on what they call here the worldwide cover, whatever that means, and Adrian Peterson was on the Xbox, whatever. Randy Shaver, can you name the other running backs to be featured on the cover of, how do you call it, Madden 25?
Marshall Faulk.
That's correct. We'll give you a hint. Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, gosh.
Jersey number 37.
Alexander. Sean Alexander.
Total flash in the pan, Cleveland Browns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Help me.
His first name makes him sound like he might hang out with someone named Eli or what's the other one's name? Oh, wait, that would give it away.
Yeah, you can't do that one. I was going to say, hold on a second.
His first name makes it sound like he might hang out with
Peyton
Eli
Hillis.
and Archie.
Peyton Hillis.
And the other, I believe he is, he went to Ohio State, big muscular guy, Tennessee Titans.
Oh, Derrick Henry? No.
Bald head, very handsome, a lot of muscles.
Eddie George.
Yeah.
Eddie George. Eddie George.
He was the first first player to be on the cover. Because remember, for the first 10 or so years, Madden was on the cover each year.
Oh! Yes. Eddie George was?
Yeah, 2001 was the first year they put a player on the cover.
F me running. The New England Patriots officially retired Tom Brady's number 12 jersey.
Wouldn't that be shocking
Why did
if
they do that
didn't?
in the off season? Why didn't they do that during the football season? I suppose maybe because he can't go there because he's working for Fox. Right?
Looks like they let fans in. Looks like the place was pretty packed.
I was just curious as to why they did it. They didn't do it actually during the football season itself.
They're also going to build him a friggin' statue. That's disgusting.
Local 34 Jesus is also challenging your manliness, Nick. Say, if you're a real man, why don't you just poop your pants on the air?
Yeah.
Go all the way.
No. You're going to go? Let's go.
Come on.
Oh, you want me to
Yellow
go back?
belly?
You want me to go back to the old days?
Yeah.
I've been challenged. If you're just tuning in, I've been challenged to fart on air.
There's people that think you're not man enough to do it.
They've challenged my manhood. They've triple dog dared me. You created a monster
It's
now.
easy for those people to challenge you when they're not in studio.
Yeah.
That's right.
I know you can do it very well. Very well. I know.
Yeah.
Your manliness is no danger of being challenged here in this studio. I understand the man you are.
Yuck.
All right.
Ashley, get in here. I want you to experience
No, I'm
this.
good. Thank
You're
you.
going to have to forgive me, but a real dude can't back down now.
I understand, especially from a triple dog dare. Yeah.
I can't back down now. They'd label me as S.A. You know the rest.
Yeah.
Soft.
Stop.
They'd label me. I can't back down now. Rip one right into the mic, says Tire Guy Jesus. Yeah, that's my plan. That's my friggin' plan. You screwed up now, people. You screwed up. Randy, we're going to get going again, but again, condolences on the passing of Jarrah West. Think of the good times, man, because we know it's a tough day for you.
Yep. I'm hoping when I stop at Culver's today, I get number 44. If I get that today, I'll be like, oh my gosh.
Just keep going around the drive-thru until you get it.
That'd be awesome. That'd be really cool.
Until I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Randy.
See ya.
Thank you. We'll be back in a few minutes on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Are you ready to beat the heat this summer? Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you say goodbye to sweltering heat and hello to ultimate comfort. Ashley, what specials do they have going on this month?
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.
The Ed Milet Show showcases the greatest peak performers sharing their journey, knowledge, and thought leadership.
The quality of your life is really comprised of the quality of the questions you ask yourself, because the quality of the questions creates the quality of your thoughts. And so if you can begin to ask better questions in life, you could have a better life. The reason you're not growing if you're not is because you're not looking to ask a better question. And when you begin to ask the right questions, I believe you begin to get the right answers.
The Ed Milet Show is available on YouTube or wherever you listen.
You guys smell that? It smells bad out here, too. I'm starting to think this whole town smells like doo-doo.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Yeah, I hear you. It's 8:29. Welcome back to the show. It's a beautiful Thursday morning, and we appreciate you listening so damn much. You know, sometimes just a normal conversation on this program can go sideways. Somehow, some way, we got into a conversation, and this happened, and that happened, and it came down to me being challenged to fart live on the air.
There's a couple people that don't think you have the balls to do it.
They don't think I'm man enough to do it. Now, I just received this text message. It says, be careful farting on air into the microphone and then talking into it. You may end up with pink eye.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fart onto my own microphone. Ashley's will do just fine.
No, get away from me.
I'm not going to do it into my own microphone,
No.
Josh.
Smarter than that.
There was a moment during that commercial break where Nick had a solid effort, and then went, "Oh no, what have I done? I forgot."
I did.
That would have been a good one.
I could have tried to hang on to it and used it on air, but honestly, I just smooth forgot.
It was perfect.
And it was a good one.
It really was.
All right. So stay tuned for that. My God, can you believe what we're saying right now?
But you've been challenged.
I have been challenged.
You don't back away from a challenge.
No, not if you're a real man. So stay tuned for, while we're on the topic of gross bodily fluids and bodily functions, we can have a good time with that. Did everyone see the video of the skateboarding cat?
Yes, cat's so cute. That's up on 93x.com, too.
Check out the website. There's this cute cat in China. It's learned how to skateboard, and it recently earned a Guinness World Record because it's the fastest cat that's ever ridden a skateboard. Who cares? There's an interesting story about the trainer. His name is Bao Zi. He's in China. He normally trains dogs, but he's now starting to train cats, and he got this cat to skateboard, and the cat's very good at it. And as I mentioned, very fast if you put him on a skateboard. The reason why I lump it into this conversation is because of the close of this story. His specialty, other than teaching cats how to skateboard, his specialty, they say here, is teaching cats to use toilets and flush when they finish.
Dude, I've seen that then.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And you have seen that then?
Yeah, I've seen the guy train them.
Oh,
yeah,
on YouTube?
Yeah, he made like this toilet seat, kind of like how kids do it, and it would be pretty closed off, so the cat has a lot of room, to sit on the toilet seat and poop into the toilet.
I think I'm following where you're going with this,
yeah,
yes?
And then after a couple days or weeks, you kind of spread it out, and then all of a sudden they don't need that apparatus anymore. They just go on top of the toilet seat and then flush.
You mean into the toilet, or they go on top of the toilet seat?
So
Which did you mean by that?
Well,
the apparatus goes under the toilet seat, and it's like a platform, and it can move.
All I'm asking is if the cat turds end up in the toilet.
Yes, they do.
Okay, there you go. That's fascinating to me. I don't know why. Why did you struggle so much with that?
Sometimes it's a fun journey around here.
I don't know.
I
was really trying to explain it a lot.
It's okay, Wapple. It's okay.
It was fun.
All I was asking was where the turds end up. That is fascinating to me, to be able to train a cat to use a toilet and flush when they finish.
That'd save a lot on litter.
I would like to see how that
Is litter
goes.
expensive?
Oh, it can be.
Can it?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see how that goes and maybe try to take a couple of hints from our guy Bao Z. That will be fun to teach teach a dog to do it.
Oh, shoot. That'd be great.
Yeah. Especially Josh's dogs.
Heck yeah.
Was your dog's turds flush, though, Josh? You said that they can really bring the thunder.
Yeah, I think they would. I mean, it's a lot. Very big.
I'll tell you what, that'd be great. I mean, I know some of you are probably saying, what's the big deal? All you got to do is open up the door, let the dog outside. Sometimes I don't want to do that. I'm too lazy to even do that.
Well, it's
if I had a
picking
dog,
up, right? I mean,
that I didn't even consider that.
Yeah,
sure,
you don't have to
picking
pick it up.
That becomes a task as well. For a couple weeks, what was this? What is it now? With June? Oh, this was at the end of winter, I think. Me and the friggin' wife. We had a big-ass dog living with us. We thought about keeping him, but in the end, we decided he was better off going somewhere else, and he did. He went off to he's an Iowegian dog. The damn thing was half bloodhound and half, we thought, lab. He was a tall, long-legged, strong bastard, and I am quite happy that we didn't keep him, because in the couple weeks that we had him, when he got let out into the backyard to letter buck, to cut a deuce, it was absolutely repulsive how large and I could not believe it was horrible.
Yeah,
it was.
I
you
feel
know what
there.
I'm talking about, because you've got a Great Dane.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Me and you, Josh, I don't think could produce what this one dog was firing onto my lawn. It was horrible.
No, it's
horrible.
like we've got horses.
Exactly. I
have to
like,
go out there twice a day and clean it up. Otherwise, it's too much.
Oh, man.
Absolutely horrible. So to get a dog or a cat to use a toilet, I hope we all learn all about it someday. Okay, earlier we were talking about Reddit. Most of us, I think, know how Reddit operates. Well, they got a lot going on, but one of the big draws to Reddit for 8th graders and social media dorks, Reddit throws out a lot of general questions, or a Reddit fan will throw out a general question about life, and then social media dorks answer the question, and suddenly you have a survey. Reddit does a lot of that stuff. Ashley bumps into this stuff and makes us aware of it. There's not enough here to really, go on and on about, but I wanted just to throw a couple of these Reddit questions and a couple of the answers that I found really interesting. A question that was recently dumped onto Reddit. What did your wife or husband hide from you until you were already married?
That one was easy for me to answer.
Go ahead.
My wife's foul mouth. Oh. She never even said hell before we got married. Never swore, nothing. She has a very, very foul mouth. She can't keep it in. Like if she stubs her toe or something, there's Effenheimers. She's got no filter.
Is she skilled with it? Can she dump curse words in combinations that you wouldn't hear from a mere mortal?
No, she keeps it pretty simple.
Okay.
But yeah, she'll throw out words, and people expect it to be, just because of the nature of the show, that it would be me. Right? And I don't really swear that.
No, you're not much of a foul mouth.
No, and especially like around family and stuff like that, I never do. Rarely. I mean, if I ever do, it slips out. And with a buddy, I'm on the phone with a buddy. I might say one, and then they'll catch me. But yeah, my wife never swore at all. She blames me. Somehow I'm a bad influence, even though I don't do it. But she, I'm not even kidding, never said hell until we got married.
She has a dirty little mouth.
Oh yeah, she's throwing out bad words all the time. She hid that from me. I don't know what she thought I was going to think.
That's very interesting. As we've covered before on this program, swearing is a lot of fun, especially, like I said, when folks can combine some curse words and make it almost poetic. I mean, that is a skill set that few possess.
Agreed.
Okay, that's a good one. Here's the answer that grabbed me from this Reddit question. What did your wife or husband hide from you until you were already married? There's not a lot of good stuff in here, but this one grabbed me. A lady says the secret that her husband hid from her until after they were married. I didn't know that now they're divorced, but I didn't know that my husband had 5 DWIs.
Oh,
I like that answer.
That is a lot.
Well, let's go out for dinner. Where are we going to go? Well, you're going to have to drive. Why? Because I don't have a license. I've had 5 DWIs.
That's impressive.
Woo-wee.
Order picker Jesus said, my fiance hid their anger issues until engaged.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You didn't know that she would just pop off and
got a quick temper,
lose her friggin' mind. 5 DWIs. Oh, did I not tell you that? I'm sorry.
Oh, I forgot.
Must have slipped my mind.
I totally forgot.
It's not a big thing. I don't think about it very often.
My goodness, that's funny to me.
You guys over there have anything? Dana, Ashley? You both were married for a short amount of time.
Yeah. I'm trying to. It's been so long now, I can't even really remember anything.
Oh, seriously? There's got to be something.
Well, I'm trying to think of anything that specifically that pops to mind.
I can't think of any secrets that I learned after I got married, and I'm referring to my better marriage, the first one.
Oh, no, you mean your second? No. You misspoke.
I can't think of anything from my better first marriage where any secrets were revealed. So,
well, you've known your current wife, your better marriage, the majority of your life, so I can't imagine there'd be much surprises there.
No, not a damn one.
Was it a secret, Dana, your ex getting new boobs? Was that a secret that she wanted those?
Oh, no. She had talked about that on our first date, how she dreamed about having fake boobs one day. So that was no surprise after we got divorced when she strapped them on.
But that was good comedy.
It was. It made for great laughs for sure.
Until you got divorced, that's when she decided to do it.
Mm-hmm. All right, another question that came up on Reddit that I took a look-see at. And again, there's not a lot of great answers here, but one that actually in this case 2 that I really enjoyed. This is, In the heat of the moment, what's something that made you change your mind about having sex? Now, I answered right away. I said, nothing. I'm a slut. What's something in the heat of the moment that made you change your mind about having sex? Actually, I can think of one. But the two answers that really grabbed me that you might enjoy. One person says, when I was a man. When I was a teenager, a girl went into my mother's room and put on some of her Victoria's Secret lotion. I decided I didn't want to have sex with someone that smelled like my mother.
Yeah, that's probably a good call.
Yeah, I totally get that.
The girlfriend thought she was being sexy or something, putting on the Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
No, that's what my mother wears around the house.
Why did she do that?
That one stood out to me, too, because at first, when they first started answering the question, I'm like, what's the big deal about that? Until they got to the part about smelling like mom. And you're right. That would kill things quick. I couldn't think of something. I couldn't come up with an example for myself. I'm sure there's been one, but I couldn't come up with one.
Oh, I definitely have one. It pops in my head.
All right, what happened in the heat of the moment that changed your mind about having sex? You say it, Josh.
Too late. Okay. Sorry, I was reading a text.
He called me by the wrong name.
I'll get over it.
Yeah, I was like, all right. That's probably not going to happen.
You got to just get over that.
Yeah, I did, because like a couple days later, I hit him up again.
Oh!
Did you use the other person's name?
I did make fun of him for it.
That's an overrated, an overstated mistake, I think. We know a lot of people. We know a lot of names. So what? I said the wrong name once. For Christ's sake, don't be so sensitive. That's what Josh says about it.
This person says herpes. They hid herpes from them.
Oh,
What?
you can't do that.
No, that's not cool.
Yeah, that's something you should probably divulge.
The other answer that I liked from this question, what's something that made you change your mind about having sex? And it again deals with parents. She went to her parents' room and grabbed a box of their sex toys.
Oh.
Let's try this and let's try that. It's good enough for mom and dad. It should be good enough for you and I.
Oh.
I don't think I could ever go back to that.
No.
I mean, that wouldn't just kill it the one time. I think that'd be it for me.
Yeah, that's you run out of the house.
What name did he call you, Ashley? It's driving me nuts.
Alex.
Word?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how about this?
Yeah, that was on my list of like names that I really liked for girls if I ever had a child too. So it was like number one. And I was like, well, there that goes. Thank you.
I ruined that one for you?
Yeah.
Back to surprises once you got married. Surprise! I have 5 DWIs. Back to surprises. This is a pleasant surprise. Champ has texted the program. Okay. My wife hid her family's fairly substantial wealth until we were married.
Wow.
Well, aren't you the lucky son of a bitch?
That was a humble brag.
That was a friggin' humble brag.
Yeah. How did that get in there?
Okay. I could think of one time. Isn't that something? My God, I can only think of one time where I changed my mind about having sex. I remember being all ready to roll with a gal in a faraway town, far away from here. We were primed and ready for this. And I remember thinking, if I get her pregnant, and this is before I knew that I likely have been shooting blanks my entire life. This is before I came to that realization, or arrived at that realization. We were loading up and ready to fold, and I thought to myself, if I get her pregnant, remember we were in a faraway town, if I knock her up, I'll have to come back to this town. And I put it away.
That's awesome.
I put it away. I said to myself, whew, this was a long drive down here. I don't want to have to do this every weekend to pick up little Donnie, who's going to end up hating me anyway. And I'm going to end up hating him.
There's some folks texting in saying money troubles. That's we're getting quite a few of those. They hid either significant credit card debt or some sort of money trouble.
You got to talk about that, Josh.
Yep.
Look, I'm broke. That's all it takes.
Yeah. Do you still wanna bang? I'm broke.
You want to get it on? I ain't got a pot to piss in.
Can't go to my place. I don't have one.
Don't have a place.
I don't
Drop
have
me
anything.
off wherever.
Drop me off wherever. I ain't got nowhere to go.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
And how many drinks would you say you consume each week?
Socially, about 4 to 6. Alone in the dark while crying to Adele, 100.
On 93X.
Yeah, we're going to be getting out of here before you know it. Thanks for listening. Tomorrow's Friday. We'll have another fresh broadcast for you. It'll be all good.
Here we go.
That's a false alarm.
I've never been so excited for another person's gas.
I've never been so scared.
I thought maybe I had one cooking there. I was on my way over to Ashley's microphone, and it went back up inside me.
All right, Ashley, you go.
Stop. I'm good. Thank you, though.
Why does it seem like...
Alex, you go.
Stop it. No.
I don't know what's going on around here, Josh. Seems to me like every story that's crossed our path this morning has been from China. So I think I know what I want for lunch.
I could go for an egg roll.
Who has to go to the bathroom? Anybody?
No.
A little bit.
How much time do you need?
Like a minute.
Okay. A popular tourist site in China is in the news after installing timers above the door of each bathroom stall.
That's embarrassing.
I wouldn't be able to handle that pressure.
I was just going to ask, does your anxiety get the better of you in that situation?
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Yeah, every once in a while where I'm like, come on, hurry up, start. When there's people behind me waiting in the urinal. Then the longer it goes, the worse it gets, right? I'm more in my head.
You worry about when you're like at a ball game and you're in line at the pisser, you worry about, of course you do, you worry about how long you're taking and whether or not you're bothering the man behind you.
That's right.
Yep.
What's the matter with you guys? For Christ's sake, relax a little bit.
I get, if I am like have to pee outside, and so like you try to do it as fast as possible, that's when it really kicks in. It takes me more than a minute sometimes. I'm like, come on. So I have to sing myself a peeing song.
I have a peeing song, too.
You sing yourself a peeing song as everyone, no one in the other room can do INGs. Has anyone noticed that? Peeing? What is your peeing song?
I'm peeing, da-da-da-da-da. I'm over here, and I'm peeing, da-da-da-da-da.
You're making this up.
No,
That's
it's
not...
literally that every time. Sometimes the da-da-das are la-la-las, but it's always... Here I am, and I'm peeing over here, peeing on stuff.
And Josh, you have a song?
Yeah, it's to the song the Tonic, If You Could Only See, but I do If You Could Only Pee.
Okay.
It's awesome.
You could only pee.
I know
away.
some.
You two should take the same medication, Ashley and Josh.
We can share.
I know somebody uses the Shy Bladder app. Have you ever heard of that? It's an app that makes the sound of running water to try to help get things moving for you.
I don't know if that would work for me.
Speaking of things moving. False alarm.
You can feel the strain.
Sorry.
Uh-oh. Auto Parts Slinging Jesus, the guy, he's the first person that challenged your manliness.
I'm trying.
You're not a man enough to fart on the air.
Yeah.
He's texted in. He's already got a scoreboard going. Auto Parts Slinging Jesus 1, Nick 0.
I'm trying, dude. What do you think I'm doing over here? What are you talking about 1-0? How did you get a point?
Because I guess maybe you failed on that attempt?
Yeah, because you couldn't fart on
for
the radio.
Christ's sake. No, I'm not going to do it. All right.
Yes.
What was
popular? Yes.
Oh, Curb Your Enthusiasm. What was Larry David was? Maybe he was learning some lines. What the hell was it?
Oh, when he
The
was reading the
Constitution?
he was reading the Constitution when he was peeing.
And that helped him out?
Yeah, and then whenever because then he went to like a school play, and they recited the Constitution in the school play, and he started to pee.
Yeah, because he associated the two.
I've never heard of peeing songs. This is all right. Auto Parts Slinging Jesus, and anyone else who's interested in my on-air fart. Josh will tell you this. I'm way better in the early morning. I'm primed in the early morning. So listen to our first break tomorrow. A popular tourist site in China is installing timers above the door of each bathroom stall. The timer starts when you walk in, and everyone waiting in line can see how long you've been in there. So like a digital clock maybe is running as soon as you walk in. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, I saw a video of it. It's just kind of like a count up clock, you know?
Sure. 15 seconds. Oh, we're up to 25, that kind of a thing. Whoever set this up claimed they're not trying to rush anyone, but that's not going to help Ashley and Josh. They're still going to be anxious about it. They say they're not trying to rush anyone. Timers are a new safety feature, they say, in case someone has a medical emergency and can't call for help.
That's actually a pretty cool
You have
thing.
a heart attack on the throne like Elvis, or you fall off the seat, you crack a hip, whatever. You can...
But what if you've been in there so long they think there's no way this person must be having a medical emergency? Then they burst in and you're just on your phone. Yeah, hey guys, still finishing up here.
I guess they're willing to take that chance.
I can't imagine like being in there for a while. I'm picturing somebody walking into the bathroom and being like, "Oh my gosh, that person's been in there for 20 minutes?" That would destroy me.
They say they'd never kick someone out for taking too long. And there's no plan to institute a time limit, such as 5 or 10 minutes. They're calling it a safety measure. So if I'm in line behind Josh and enough time has gone by, then I imagine what I'd do is knock on the door and say, "Are you all right? Or do you need some help?" I don't know. It doesn't say anything like, say, if you're alone and you fall off the head and you hurt yourself, is there a button to push? I don't know, but that's where they're going with this. They're not trying to rush anybody. They're trying to help people who might have a medical emergency while they're sitting on the throne. Some people still think it's weird and that you'd naturally feel rushed. Yeah, I suppose you would.
Yeah, it's weird. Oh, either that or you make it into a game.
Right.
See who can win, go the fastest.
I saw this story yesterday, and I sent it to a buddy of mine. He's a relatively healthy guy, but he takes a long time in there. And I said, you should book a trip to Japan and go set the world record. He could get close.
For what's the record he's going to set?
The longest amount of time sitting on that toilet. See how high you can get the high score on that clock.
Oh, my legs would just give way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Legs are asleep. The phone battery died.
Yeah.
I guess now that I think about it, I have like a bathroom timer at home. I got my boyfriend it as like a gift for Christmas, because I make fun of him for taking so long in the bathroom, and he actually uses it.
Okay. He does what
for what
now?
Purpose?
Explain this to me.
So it's a timer, and
you have a little clock.
It's like a sand timer.
Okay, a sand. What's the term for that, Josh? Sand dial. Is that what it is? No.
The
hourglass.
Hourglass.
There you go.
All right. So you have an hourglass sitting in the bathroom?
Yep. And so when you go in there, you just flip it over and you do your business. And once it rushes you. So like you're not sitting on the toilet for an hour or so.
It's designed to rush you out of there?
Yeah. So that you're only doing a number 2 for, I think it lasts for like 6 or 7 minutes, something like that.
What is this? What is the sense behind? Do the two of you only have one bathroom?
No, I just make fun of him for spending so much time in the bathroom. So it was supposed to be like a gag gift, but I imagine it's good for like hemorrhoids.
6 minutes.
Because I've heard that people can get hemorrhoids from sitting on the toilet for too long.
Oh,
yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
I need more than 6 minutes.
Yeah, hell yeah. You're not rushing me out of there.
Yeah, no. No, I'm going to get everything out that I can.
I take my sweet time. Absolutely take my sweet time in the bathroom.
Bring a little snack in there for like halftime.
Someone blows a whistle. All right.
Nick has a beer cooler in there.
Yeah.
That'd be a move.
I like to play a little Yahtzee. Don't ever rush anybody out the bathroom. That's their private time to do whatever the hell they got to do.
Yeah, maybe they're just trying to get away.
Oh God!
Just leave me alone.
One of my oldest friends has got 4 kids, and a number of years ago, he said that is exactly his paradise.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll go in there, and he doesn't even need to use the toilet. He'll just sit on the damn thing, put a big chew in his lip, and scroll through, his cell phone. That's his personal paradise. So it's not right to ever try to rush somebody.
Maybe, Mom, it's the bath with a glass of wine or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Dad sitting on the toilet.
All my buddy needs is a soft toilet seat and a can of Skoal long cut mint, and it can take him away for a handful of minutes.
That's beautiful.
It is a beautiful thing.
Congratulations to SRT Magnum Jesus. Last day of being a mechanic tomorrow. He said he's moving on to bigger and better things. We got a Brotherhood name change. Appliance Jesus is now Overeducated Idiot Jesus.
What happened?
Yeah, I'd like to know the backstory there. Happy birthday to Ginger Forklift Driver Jesus. Thanks so much for listening. Hope to see you tomorrow.
93X.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
It is fun, sun, and savings time at Standard Heating and Air with incredible savings on AC units, heat pumps, and combo deals this month to ensure your air quality is up to snuff this summer. Go to standardheating.com for more info or to schedule your appointment today.